All right, cool. So we're starting the audio as is usual with What's Up. That's what show this is. Hi. Because somebody in chat in the pre-show asked me a story, and I realized, oh wait, this is actually good to put on the audio.
Yeah.
So, they're asking me why I'm a certain Yu-Gi-Oh card, Boral Sword Dragon, right now. So last night we played Jackbox after Let's Talk FGO. If you were wondering at the end of that show if we did actually play Jackbox, correct, we did. It happened. Go us. So we did not play Champ Up. I think everybody was a little too tired for that.
Yeah.
And we did not try Devil in the Details because we had way too many people and we know that would be a clusterfuck.
Yes, it would.
So we just played some Quiplash, some Blather Round, which was very popular because it was fast. And some of it was lightning fast.
Some people get them picks real quick.
Including you, Lucky. I think were you literally the first answer on mine? Did somebody get one out first? Mine was, the prompt I had was Jesus Christ. And I started a
You said like an ancient, like something figure, and I was just like, Jesus?
Yeah, immediately went for the joke Jesus, but it worked out perfectly, so boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. High speed.
That's always a great feel for when anyone just gets it, like, before you can even put one. Everyone's just like, holy shit!
Mm-hmm. But we also played Talking Points.
Mm-hmm.
We played one round because it's very long.
It is very long.
It's hard to get multiple rounds out. Like, that would probably have to be scheduling several rounds, but that would also require a lot of people to talk, so. But yeah, so we did that. So mine, well, just, it started with a joke about a gun, and I just went whole hog into the improv.
Yeah.
And was well supplied with images. So I was like, obviously, after all that gun, I just changed my name to Gun Mega for a while.
Gun Mega.
And I became a dragon who was also a gun. But then earlier today when I got up, I checked some of the backlog, and another one of our community members who couldn't make it, they were at work, they weren't in the post-show, Robin was like, I feel like this gun Omega is a betrayal. And I was like, okay, I'll become a gun that's also a sword. So it became Boral Sword Dragon. It still has Boral, a.k.a. Barrel, in there.
Boral.
And so that's our story of how we played some Jackbox. It was fun. There was stuff. It happened. Talking Points was pretty good. I still feel like, Lucky, we're too engaged. Because I feel like when it's not us, people don't engage enough. But I don't know. Maybe I should engage less with other people and cripple them down to our level.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I might be tooting my own horn, but I felt like I did like a great fucking improv. And I was able to pull third overall, but before the awards got handed out, I was dead last. I'm just like, guys, really?
Well, that's what I think that's kind of the purpose of the awards. Because you went first, so you were able to go like, guys, did I really do that bad? And then you got like 3 or 4 awards, which were basically, I assume anyway, were given for, no, you didn't really do that bad kind of thing. It kind of evens out. It's still a little, like, because I also got, I think, like a decent chunk of the other awards.
No,
like,
you got
like 3.
You got like a majority of the awards, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that, which is a little weird because I was already in the winning because mine was. I think I was the last presentation, and it was pretty good. It was pretty funny, judging by the fact that everybody was just constantly yucking it up.
Oh yeah, no, there was much laugh.
So it's an interesting game. I like it. I like testing the improv skills, and being the co-presenter is fun too.
Oh yeah.
It's just like I said, it's still a little weird with some of the people we regularly play with who are just like not engaged at all. It's like. And don't understand why they're not engaged. Like, I think Loth got not least engaged several times and was like, what? I'm engaged. And I'm like, no, you're not. Are you smashing that button? Well, you ruined my Haunted Van prompt, Axe. You don't get any mercy from me.
Yeah, this is what improv is.
They ask me, tell me a story. Let me tell you a story about the time I was in a haunted blank. I'm like, van, boom, mystery machine. The van is haunted.
Do that.
I think the key thing, Axe, if you would like some constructive criticism on that, was you took way too long to get to the van part. I know you were like, no, it's a haunted van. The van is haunted.
This is the part where Axe only saw a part of it and completely ran with it.
Like, and I think you took too long to get to the van. The adventure was in the van, and you spent way too long on that first slide talking about a homeless guy at the train station. And then you tried to bring in a bus, even though you said train station. All right, there's an Abigail Brave Chain. But yeah, it's an interesting game, and you can definitely get weird. Like if I wasn't trying really hard to serve Lucky some good prompts on the one he got, which was also though the prompt I wrote that speech prompt. I think all 3 of mine got used for that too.
Yeah, none of mine did.
That's a shame. I'm kind of shocked all of mine did because, well, let's see. One was what happens when you take away my simps. One was the haunted van, and then the other one was invest in VTuber stocks.
Yeah. Don't take my simps was mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there were some really good ones in there to hand. Like in the second slide, they gave me a sign that said bankrupt, and I was like, perfect. Whoop. But other times it's, you got to stretch. Like, I think the first time we played it, you ended up having to talk about, like, boobs and butts, and it was like, I've got nothing but cat pictures. Help.
I made it.
You made it work. You tried. But it was still rough for me, like, shit. Like, in the second one, they gave me a fucking stonks picture, so I was like, boom, done. But then we went back to, like, cats and other random stuff. So it's really interesting. I don't know if it has, like, some algorithmic word search or anything like that to figure it out, because, like, with the blather round, I feel like it knows the general keyword of what your story is, because sometimes they give you good stories, or good keywords. Yeah. Other times you're like, I'm trying to talk about a Nintendo Switch, none of these words are related to it. Thanks. Like one of the words they gave me, one of the nouns was cube, but it didn't give me anything to link it to it, like, it comes from the cube. I probably could have been like, it came after the Nintendo GameCube, but no. Somebody still got it when they gave me some other stuff, but it was a little rough. I think one of my other prompts was Netflix, and I was like, that'll work. There were just so many things that we had to work through all of them before it got, so we wasted a little time on me.
Yeah, we also
Jesus Christ right away.
Well, to be fair, sometimes we just fucking waste time, especially if we're not getting it. We'll just start typing what the fuck ever.
Oh, yeah. Which is why I think I appreciate that the game has I think we mentioned this last week. The game has a feature, if you don't get it, where you can vote basically to give the person pity points. And basically either accept blame, did you, the guessers, fuck up, or did the presenter fucked up? And sometimes you gotta be honest. You gotta be like, the presenter gave me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, I understand there's some rush, but there are some times when they will fuck it up, and I'm like, okay, well, you fucked it up, so you picked the wrong grammar here, and that you can't take it back, unfortunately.
No take
but other times you can be like, oh yeah, no, we were just incredibly dumb. Nope. We could not guess fast enough.
Yeah, like, I think we almost came to blow on fucking Gotham, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like, some people, also Blather Round is a smaller game, you can only go to 6 people. We had a couple instances where we had a peanut gallery, and it was like, we had to institute a rule on the Gotham one, like, okay, if you're the audience, if you get it, you either need to shut the fuck up, or you need to just tell us.
Mm.
No sassing, no snide comments, no interrupting us with your guesses that are wrong, because hey, guess what? That really breaks the flow.
Mm-hmm.
So, we needed a peanut gallery rule. But yeah, that was the Gotham one was weird. Like, eventually we got there, but it took us a long time because it was like, one of the prompts was go there to experience night or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like other stuff. Like I said, the game does give you good prompts to work with eventually. Like, I think it gets more and more specific without being specific, oddly enough. But it still took them work. All right, so this has been What's Up. No, I'm joking. We're not done. But we did start. How long did that? Like 10 minutes of Jackbox conversation. It's a good time for me to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahanga Comics, Architect 10, Black's G, Carlos Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Rogue Robin, Shiny P, some guy named Bob, Sodasan, 0424, 723, and Zach Reed. And if you like what we do want to see to work, consider supporting us on Patreon and get access to episodes early on. So if it goes, it really helps us out. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Thank you. Wait. Got it. Took me a second.
Yep.
Sorry, I was in an awkward position.
It happens.
It does.
I'm congested today. I think I need to vacuum
just
out
like these fucking command cards. Thanks, game.
Yeah, so I've been fighting the 2.5 million raid, I think, since before we started recording, and it's been 10 minutes of recording time, basically. I don't think I'm going to do this one again until I get some more damage bonus, if any. Whoops.
Oh yeah, no, I've been rolling out on level 30. I mean, not level 30. The level 81. It's pretty good. But it's been another week. Stuff has happened. Things have happened. Life has changed.
Has it happened? So I think this is going to be one of those interesting What's Ups. Because one, we are not going as long as we did last week. It's not happening.
Can't make us.
Because that one really, like, I think I said this, I don't know if it was on air or whatnot, but I said this at some point yesterday where that kind of, like, I'm not, like, upset or anything about it. I acknowledge it, but that really did kind of fuck up my next couple of days working that one out. And also the edit took a long time. But we're not going to go that long. And also I think it'll be interesting because I'm sure this is not... I'm not challenging Lucky. I'm sure he could figure out some way to make me talk about something. But I don't actually have a lot to talk about. Like, I've been doing stuff in the week, but I can probably wrap it up pretty quick by just discussing that I've been... In addition to doing the new FGO event, obviously, because that's kind of a big deal. We're in raids right now. I spent a pretty decent chunk of my week basically hanging out with people, you know, my friends in the community, and also basically content creation. Because I think I took Monday off basically because I was destroyed after Saturday, Sunday. I basically took a break off and did some stuff, and also played some card games. That was late, though, but that was going into the Oniland start. Some of the advantages of those days I've actually posted as replays on our channel. Tuesday, I streamed VAMPYR.
VAMPYR.
Where Lucky showed up a little at the end there. We had a great time. So, VAMPYR, kids. A brief summary, I agree kind of with what Lucky's going. I do think that the way you phrased it at the time, you were maybe a little too harsh on the EXP leveling, because you do get some for discovering things, beating combat encounters, which, as far as I can tell, are basically Dark Souls style. If you take a nap, they respawn all the mooks. However, I also haven't spent very much EXP, so I'm pretty sure that value stays static and will mean you have to do a shitload of grinding to get anything done late game. So I accept that part.
Well, but I think I kind of know where you're going here. Cause you ate the gang man, if I remember.
Oh, yeah, no, when that guy killed the guy, and the game was like, do you want to eat him or not? I was like, I asked the chat, I was like, should we eat this guy? They're like, yeah, sure, go for it. And it gives you, I think he's worth 1,000 before you research him at all. Yeah.
This is the thing I was mostly calling about the experience is there are benefits and drawbacks to eating people, but where I was in the game, not eating people was only, in a mechanical sense, was only drawbacks.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm not, so the way they pitch it is that communities have health, right?
Yes.
And if you kill people in the community, they will get unhealthier. And at the moment, anyway, the game has not introduced any mechanic to make them healthier. And I bet it won't, because that's how VAMPYR rolls.
Well, from what I understand, basically, because you, where I got to your part you're at, you get, blood serums. When you, research them, you can start making medicine, and certain people will have certain ailments that you can cure.
So if you cure people's ailments, you also, in addition to making them more tasty, you also increase the health of the neighborhood. Okay, that's interesting. That's good. Yeah. All right, so you can do helping and hurting. And if you remove the pillar of the community, I'm pretty sure that fucks that community.
Yes. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not planning on eating a lot of people. I ate the first guy because the game was like, do it. You won't. And I was like, I just saw this guy stab a guy and throw him in the river. I think I will. And like I said, I asked chat and they were like, eat him.
Yeah, it was the wet boot boys. Wet boot boys.
Yeah, he's literally a gang leader.
Yeah.
Who literally murders a guy in front of you. So, he's not exactly sympathetic.
No.
But yeah, no, there's I did start evaluating people on how important they were based on how much blood they would give me, basically.
Yeah.
I would scope out a character, and I would see that, I need to be Mesmer level 4, and they give me baseline, 2,500 EXP. This character is obviously important. We'll keep track of them. Kind of a thing. But also, I do kind of agree with you about the, blood EXP thing. I'm like, because, God, there's your blood is also your magic meter, basically, because you also have stamina, because of course we do, because this is an action game made after Dark Souls. But you have to stun and drink people's blood, or use a certain item that gives you blood directly. I like the sub-weapon system. The offhand weapons seem to have a lot of variety. That's good.
Yeah.
And that gives your blood bar back, but doesn't give you extra combat EXP or anything. And I do kind of agree that that's okay, they're really trying to make you commit to this not eating people playstyle. And it's a little weird. But also, core gameplay's okay. But I had a real big yuck it up, because I like VAMPYR. I'm entertained by VAMPYR, I should say. And I actually am not opposed to, I like a certain amount of vampire stories. The reason why I'm entertained by VAMPYR is that it's a, 1918, an early 1900s game, and it goes full ham on the vampire melodrama in the first 5 seconds.
I know.
Like, oh my god, instead of having, I forgot that this happened, but instead of having a real intro about what the fuck is happening, like, there's a little bit of narration, but it starts with some weird British voice guy doing a fucking rhyme, a nursery rhyme about vampire shit, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And then our main character, good old Jonathan, wakes up at a corpse pile, and that's really freaky, and then he immediately, so this isn't a spoiler, immediately kills his own sister, drinks her blood, and then is immediately like, sister, I can't believe that happened. I will find out who did this to me and get our revenge. Our answers. Oh shit, there's vampire hunters. Fuck. I gotta get out of here. And like, it's so... Okay, so there's a certain amount of absurdity, right? You're a world-renowned blood specialist. Returned from the front. Like, I do actually like that gives you some scientific chops, right? Like,
well, honestly, no, I like it because it gives you both a background of intellect and fighting.
Yes, Jonathan is a military surgeon who's just returned from the front, where he's been pioneering blood transfusion techniques, which is actually true. Like, that blood transfusion was actually one of the many techs actually piloted during the Great War. So, like, that gives you a lot of reasons, and, like, somebody asks him, oh, you carry a gun? He's like, yeah, I learned how to shoot in the war. I've carried a gun ever since, because it's 1918, and even if I'm a Nancy Boy scholar, I have a fucking gun, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. He's a gentleman. Of course he knows how to use a gun. Don't be stupid. You find a lovely, large Webley revolver right away, which he uses to shoot himself. So wake up from the dream. It doesn't stick. But it goes, like, so whole hog, like I said, on the vampire melodrama. What am I? This cursed existence. Kill my family. I thirst for blood.
It's definitely the gothic romantica.
Yes, and it's got a little bit of the modern action prologue problem where it's just like, we need to immediately make this super high tension stakes drama so that the audience gets hooked and don't go away, even though I've, well, I didn't purchase this game, but I downloaded this game to play it, so what are you guys offering, like 10-minute demos you had to get out of there? I don't know. It, like, for books and TV, I understand the need to be, like, immediately hooking, but, like, are people truly, like, is that how we sell video games these days? Like, you're worried they're gonna rent it from GameStop and give it back?
Well, there is a pretty good sizable
yeah, there's a decent amount of used market and trading, right? And you can get refunds on certain platforms.
And also, it's like our 3 episodes rule with a lot of shows. Like, you need something to get you hooked, like, immediately. Otherwise, your interest will just eventually peter out.
True. But I'm like, man, this went really, really hard, right?
It's like, okay, we are now 0, and now we're 100, and now we're slowing down. We really haven't had... Like, I'm pretty sure I'm still a little bit further than you in the game, because I actually had to go deal with some...
Yeah, I deliberately stopped doing main quests to try and do some side quests, and didn't, because they immediately take you out of the starting hospital area, and everybody is grossly overleveled. And it sucks. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if you're farther. I may or may not try and do a little bit of playing off screen to get through some bosses without people watching over my shoulder and, like, set up some stuff. Because I will at least stream it once more. Because spooky. And we got a decent number of views. Got way more views streaming Among Us, though. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, so, I would have preferred if the game was like, shit, I've forgotten Jonathan's last name. Dr.
Reed.
Dr. Reed, that's right. Jonathan Reed. A terribly English name. Dr. Jonathan Reed. World-renowned blood specialist, Dr. Jonathan Reed. There's a lot of that. guys. I said, not... This game, I think one of the writers was like, told in college, show, don't tell, and they didn't understand how that works. Like, at one point, he has a flashback to being a surgeon in the war, to quote-unquote show you what he's like, but it's for no fucking reason, so it's basically like telling you. It's a little, like, I would have preferred if they had an opening monologue with Jonathan, which is like, hello, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, world-renowned blood specialist, recently returned from the front of the Great War. We're in the middle of the Spanish flu epidemic, and I've gone back to London to see my ill mother. Little did I know, ... like a diary-type intro, and then the playable parts acts with you walking down the street and getting vampirized, and then you like wake up. Like I would have preferred if they gave you a little bit of time as human Jonathan, and then you get vampirized, and then you can actually, as the player, experience this, holy shit, I'm dead, what's happening to me, what the fuck kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way it's set up is just, the intro is, like, incredibly over-dramatized and really cheesy, and I'm entertained, but actually, I don't know. I don't actually know if the writers and developers of this game did it for love of the genre. They probably know how corny it is, but I was yucking it up, which is probably not the intended emotional response.
Yeah, bro, I think I probably took it a little bit more serious, but there are a lot of moments where I'm just running around and like, surprise, claws! And then I'm gonna whoop out of here.
Yeah. You learn how to teleport in 5 minutes. For no reason. Oh no, there's no stairs. I have to blorp blorp. What?
I guess I did it.
I'm Nightcrawler? That's a nut.
Hey, I'm in the bar. Do not mind me being covered in blood. Have you seen a man here?
Yeah, I know. That because they, after you do your action tutorial, basically, they do a forced investigation type tutorial where you follow some blood. Also, really wish that highlighted items. I was lost in the morgue for a long time because it's very dark and it's hard to see prompts to pick shit up. But like you said, literally you go into the bar following a blood trail and you're like, hey, are there any strangers in here? You got any strange men in here who may have done a murder? And everybody's just like, oh, no, sir. Haven't seen nobody. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the evening.
I think the bartender might go, you don't look so good, mate. Have a drink. Sit down and have a drink. And you're like, no, I'm fine. Never mind that your shirt is soaked through with blood and should have a bullet hole over your heart and probably powder burns, but the game's not that detailed. Like, you're covered in blood. You've been out in the London fog. You've been stabbed and shot and burned by the sun. Like, you look like shit, basically. And I guess the neighborhood is so run down, which is true, nobody bats an eyelid. But then you get your sweet coat, which has elbow patches and shoulder patches.
That's where the armor is.
No, it's a good coat.
It's a good coat.
Like, I'm just like, the prologue is, like I said, is the weird part. Like, it's a little fast-paced and a little, like, forced. I don't know if maybe they, like, started right away at the hospital or something, and then, like, in, like, early dev, and they realized that they didn't have enough of a through line to, like, teach the players how to play the game or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's alright. I'll stream it at least once more.
Maybe I'll give it a little bit more of a try. As I said, I was... Oh, man.
Like, I'm kind of interested in where the narrative goes and stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I could take it or leave it. It was free. Still have not tried any Need for Speed. I need to block out some time for that.
I was playing with that but yeah, I think I might go back to Vampire and get my stabs on. Well, my slash. Stabs would be blood spear.
Well, so, and I was talking about how I didn't do much in the week. So Wednesday, played a lot of card games. I have a lot of replays to record and show. That was normally our D&D night, but for other stuff, our DM Vesper was busy and did not pre-plan. So we just played some card games instead, which was okay. Got a lot of stuff recorded to use later. Saved some replays. And then Thursday... What's up? That can't be good. What has happened?
I'm basically on Twitter.
You guys might have gotten a slice of audio there, but yeah, okay, it's a pretty funny automatic. I need to retweet that for obvious reasons. The fucking Mario music in there. Holy shit, Nintendo, don't kill me. I've seen another one of those style of because apparently it's been Kaiba's birthday recently, so there's a couple of posts about it. Seto Kaiba of Yu-Gi-Oh fame. There's another one that I retweeted, which was all of his weird sunglass chopped haircut henchmen on a fucking Zoom call wishing him happy birthday. Because that does happen a lot in the anime and the manga. He had a lot of thugs who were wearing sunglasses, suits, and had crappy haircuts. Okay, all right. So
sorry,
yeah, card games. And then Thursday, you died.
I died.
Which, if you want to talk about, we can do in a second. But I will springboard off that into. I asked you because I was like, "Fuck, I'm not doing anything. I'm just playing this event." If you would mind terribly, I took over the stream slot, got the stream in, and did some Among Us or something because it had been a little while, and Among Us is popular. And you were like, "Nah, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay." I'll schedule a stream. I'll get some people together. If we don't get enough people for Among Us, the joke is that if you, like, whisper Among Us into the server, like, 50 billion people will appear. But I would do card games with the community and stuff. So we started me with mid because I was getting warmed up with some stuff before the show, but we hit the scheduled time that I scheduled, and I was still in a long duel with Dallas. So that's how the stream starts. And I'm like, hi, audience, you're joining us after me doing this for 20 minutes, but it is now the stream scheduled time, so I will start it. And then we pivoted to some Among Us. Played that for about 3 hours. I would say it's pretty good. Got some different stuff in the community. We had some interesting rounds, some yelling, some crying, some screaming. And we ultimately ended it on the best round, where I was immediately like, this round is the last round. And then I was like, is this going to be the pre-last round? Because I'm going to have to cut it off midway. And then it was like, oh no, this is perfect. This is all staying in. Like, there's a big twist in there. And then I asked the people who were left if they wanted to stay up and chat and still do card games. And we did that for like 2 more hours on stream. So if you like that, check it out. It's great. It's a great stream and people watched it. Yay. We'll probably do more rando community shit like that in the future. And I hope you like my new trend of thumbnails, which is just sticking our Quartzified logo in a ring around people. Which was my VAMPYR thumbnail and my Among Us thumbnail. So yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing is, like, I've got some ideas for I've got a shitload of replays. Like, I think I might even do, like, just some, because I've got some that are in sequence, right, Lucky? Like, I'm somewhere it's, like, several matches versus the same person with the same decks. So, obviously, they have a theme. But I've got a lot of misc ones, so I'm thinking about maybe just doing a replay supercut of a few things, too, and do a bigger video and see how that plays. Because
that might work.
The replays are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you get some traction, sometimes you don't. I released a Star Wars Legion video for the first time in a long time because there was news, and it actually did, like, okay. Like, it's got over 100 views and some likes, so, like sometimes I throw some shit out there and it goes over like a lead balloon, so that actually popped a little on our channel. Not big, but it did better than the AP that week. I can't believe nobody watched the one we titled Roundabout yet. Jeez. Watch the APs. They're gold, guys. Speaking of which, I need to remember to schedule and post, well, I guess we'd say because it was last week's one, because we're about to record the next one. Because I've got all that in the hopper, I just need to set up the video. And I don't know if we want to talk about RP or stuff later anyway.
Oh, we probably will.
But yeah, so I've got some ideas for that. I've also got an idea for because I've been watching a decent amount of general Yu-Gi-Oh! Video content on YouTube. Some of which slightly more serious, but a lot of it funny. A lot of just, like, looking at shit posts and listening to people critique art and catching up with the memes and dying a lot. But those videos are usually like an hour or two long, so it sucks up a lot of time. I've been doing it while I grind event and also play Three Houses. Not that I've been playing a lot of okay. It's the Three Houses problem, Lucky. I've been playing a decent amount of Three Houses at night, like a couple of hours, but I'm still only in, like, chapter 2 or 3, because Fire Emblem. Not much to go there other than that I have decided that I love Constance, and I'm very sad we can't get gay married. So, Lucky, you may not remember Constance, but she's one of the DLC characters. Constance is great, so her class is, I think she's the Dark Flyer in the DLC, but so Constance's normal personality is that she's an Ojo-type character. You know, she's a fallen Imperial noble, so she's like, yes, my house shall rise again. Oh, look how cool I am. Magic. But she's got some kind of anime disorder where if you put her in sunlight, there's a shadow goes over her eyes, and suddenly she flips to like, hi, I'm Constance. I'm way down here. Thank you for acknowledging the meaninglessness of my existence. It would be terribly cool of you to hang out with me, but you don't have to because I understand. It's just like, I'm like, oh my god, Constance. It's great. But yeah, so the other thing is I've been talking with some of my usual Yu-Gi-Oh! Crew, who are also mostly my D&D group, and also thinking about doing like some more memey, dumb, challengey stuff where we like set ground rules and deliberately make stupid decks to try out. So like I said, I want to experiment with the content a little because I feel like there's, as evidenced by the fact that I've gotten so much traction with the community in it, I think there's a little bit of an audience there, but I'm not going to make it a major theme or anything. And that's mostly what I spent my week doing. So, Lucky, you have several stories that you wanted to tell. You came preloaded.
I kind of did. All right, so everyone, Lucky is back to a full-time job. He's pulling in 40 hours a week working at Goodwill. specifically the online department of Goodwill. I'm pretty sure if you listen to What's Up, you've heard me talk about it.
Yeah, though that was, I believe, last week, so maybe not. Some people were scared.
Maybe. So anyway, I've gone from working back at the book sorting machine to a listing job. Listing basically means I take objects that people have donated that we've tested and cleaned up and list them online, which means I get to play around with a lot of stuff. For example, during this week, I got to blast on a trumpet horribly. I got to play an accordion horribly. I tried a surprising amount of high-end cameras. Like, they're not, those digital cameras. They're the cameras that are like giant blocks that you can attach like fucking lenses that go out like 2 feet and like all that. And I'm just all like, and this is like one of the first points here of discovering a world of wonder in used items. I actually made a tweet about this. This job is just fun sometimes. I get to see like the craziest shit. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I will say it again if I have. One of the things I found a fucking shortwave radio that was built like during World War II. It was a travel radio, but as we say travel radio, but it was as big as, well, almost. It was almost as big as like a standard desktop PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
I know this kind of feel because that's how I had to design all the shit in Mages of War.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to carry a radio? Okay, you need like a 500-pound backpack. Have fun, Chief. Was the picture you posted like, I think it was a camera. Was it like an older camera?
Oh, yeah. The camera I posted was actually a camera from the late 1910s. I think it was like 1918, 1919.
Nice.
It was completely non-functional. Like I had to like be careful not just to rip it off. But fun fact, if something was made about 50 years ago, it's vintage. If it was made 100 years ago, it's an antique. For specifically like electronics and whatnot.
Nice.
Clothing, interesting. Vintage clothing is considered 20 years old. Yeah, if you have any clothes from the 1990s, they're fucking vintage.
Don't tell me that. I'm from the 1990s. Hey, wait, Lucky.
What?
We should say we're vintage.
Oh, well, yeah. Fucking vintage boys.
We're not old, we're vintage. Fuck you. So, is there like an antique version of clothing? Do we actually call clothes antiques? I don't know if I've ever heard.
No. It's all vintage clothing.
Okay,
basically,
it just starts earlier.
We can't like if it's like specific styles, we can call it retro, but usually it's just vintage. I don't think I've seen any clothing from earlier than like 1970s. I want to say.
Okay. Well, okay. I was about to say people don't really want to wear hoop skirts and corsets, but they only wear those in very specific circumstances.
Yeah. But speaking of clothing, one of the things that I have to do when doing this job is I have to take measurements of things. Like I have to say how big this is, how tall and stuff. And I have to do this with clothing. I take care of a lot of clothing. By the way, I take care of a lot of women's clothing. And after doing a bunch of measurements on women's clothing and actually knowing how measurements are women's clothes is a fucking lie. It just fucking lies to me constantly. I'm like, girls, you know that you don't have a 0-inch waist. What the fuck is this 0 doing on a tag? It does not belong here.
Oh, that's a... Ooh.
Okay, because men clothing is stupid simple. It's super simple. The first number is your waist. Your second number is your inseam. Basically, your waist is, if you were to take a fucking, tape measure, wrap it around your waist, measure it, that's your waist. Usually men are between like 30 and 44, unless you are super fat or super skinny. It's usually in there. Seams usually go from like 30 to like 40 as well. That's how long, basically from your crotch to your fucking ankle. That's your inseam.
It's the seam that's on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Women clothing just have one number. Just one. And usually it's something like 2, 4, 16. And I'm just like, girl, this has a 28-inch waist. Why the fuck are you a 12? Why is this? I literally do not understand this. Oh, and by the way, I will say there are some clothing that, come close, but it's never exact on. It might be because they're used and they might be stretched or something, but no matter what, anytime I measure, women's clothing, that seem to have a quote unquote real number, trust me, the pants are always like an inch or two bigger than the actual tag says. I'm just like, either these pants are trying to make you think that you're skinnier than you actually are, or you stretch things out a little bit.
Either sounds correct.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, man, there has to be some sort of fucking goddamn secret language in women clothing designs, because you can't like, no, you can't do this to me.
Yeah, I was about to say, gosh, I hope I ever have to shop for women's clothing, because I would not know. Because like you said, buying dudes' clothing, yeah, hey, admittedly I had help because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, I've had to purchase, suit jacket, nice pants before, that kind of thing, you know? Sometimes you got to go to a funeral. But it's not really that hard. Hey, this looks about right. Put on this jacket. Does it fit? Cool. Good. You're done. Gosh, I can't even imagine if the numbers are like,
yeah, and like
how would you figure out what a size 12 is?
Like, and they do this for tops as well. I'm like, why? Like, here's the thing about tops. Usually tops, for men, we don't use numbers. The only time I've ever seen numbers used for men's top is, one, if they're European. Europeans' clothes usually use numbers. Two, if it's like a suit jacket. And then they go by your bust size. Now, to measure your bust, now, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of you going right now, but to measure your bust, basically, you just gotta measure underneath your armpits across your chest. That's your bust size. Men have it. That's it. Guys actually, like, usually have, like, a bust between, like, what was it? I think I've usually seen them between, like, 34 to, like, 44. I think the biggest one I saw was, like, 50, but that was, like, for...
By the way, for those of us in our community, this is why there are jokes about Emiya's chest, because all the Fate Stay Night characters have canonical measurements, so the fact that Emiya, has pecs Archer has pecs is kind of a joke, but yeah, no, he does actually have a larger chest size than some of the chicks in Fate Stay Night.
Yeah. And as I said, you can just be like barrel chested. It's like, it's a thing. Like, actually seeing all these clothing, it's like, it's taught me a lot of things about clothing. So, and like women bust sizes, believe it or not, usually don't actually extend that much further out, than men's clothing does. Until like in the, and there, because usually from notice, women's clothing tends to be usually made out of, more stretchy fabric. A lot of guys' clothes made out of cotton and polyester blends. You go over to women's clothing, you just start finding everything. Like, fucking, oh god, what were the name of
you mentioned that, and I just had to think, I'm like, wait a minute. When have I ever heard, like, terms like nylon, lycra, other kinds of polymers in reference to men's clothing? Not a lot. Like, polyester, yeah, but...
Like, the three biggest ones you see on men's clothing is wool, cotton, and polyester. Usually there's like a polyester blend. If you get into things like jackets, you'll start seeing like leather and nylon.
Or, occasionally you'll get some, like, if you're really high end, you probably at well, I don't know, actually, you said you handle some estates, but at Goodwill you probably don't see a lot of, like, Italian silk suits.
No, I think I've seen, no, the one big suit I saw was a wool suit. It was a nice wool suit, but it was a wool suit.
Yeah, if you go super high end, you can, get into silk and shit, but...
but I go to women's, I see silk, I see rayon, I see cashmere, nylon, fucking, I don't know what the fuck it was, like, viscose, triacate,
never heard
here.
Of some of these. What even is a cashmere?
Fucking, what was it?
Oh god, I wish cashmere fibers. It's goat wool. So if you wear a cool cashmere sweater, remember you're wearing a goat.
It's like all these, and I'm just like, man, women like to, and I lucky also had a wee bit of a sexual awakening here, because let me tell you, rubbing on these fabrics feels really hella fucking good. It's just like, oh no, why does this feel so good? I'm just gonna rub my face on this for a little bit. Luckily, I kind of have a cubicle, so unless someone's like right behind me, they can't see me do shit. I'm just like, yes.
So this is clearly this is the Office sitcom that Lucky is part of. But also, no, I could buy that, like you said, with all the different fibers. Some of those have to be existing for a reason.
Oh yeah, no. A lot of them feel like real good to the skin, and Lucky being the perfect is all like, I really need to see my girl in this, or have my girl rub this on me, and then Lucky is immediately like, first I need to get a girl. This is one of the things that led to a crisis of porpoise later that week. So women clothing kind is a lie. Now, when I was working with women's top, this didn't happen a lot, But I found women's clothing that would have actually pads in the chest already. I'm just like, why you do this?
Oh, I mean, you know why, Lucky. That's why push-up bras exist.
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm just like, why you do this? Like, I can't do this. I can't go around strutting my stuff. I can't stuff a fucking squash in my pants and be all like, check out what I got.
Okay, there we go. Now I see why we got in this conversation, because I know where the story ends.
And I'm just like, no, this ain't how things work. Once this comes off, you're exposed and you're a liar. Like, Lucky has this weird thing about makeup and, form shifting clothing. Like, I can understand why you do it, but you're only that person as long as you're in that getup. And unless you're going to be in that getup all the time, it's kind of not you, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't tell people like don't, but I like, because I also definitely say push-up bras, they make them titties look good. Yoga pants, show me that shape. Fucking makeup, your face is now shaped and highlighted, and that's very appealing. But like I said, like I feel weird about it because, like as I said, if I stick a squash in my pants and be like, yeah, check out my bulge. Later, if I get someone home, I take out the squash, she's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Why is there an eggplant in your pants?
Yeah. And so seeing clothes that have, I'm just all like, I'm feeling lied to. So clearly what I need to do is I either need to just carry around a squash in my pants, or I need to bring back fucking cod pieces. I don't even know when cod pieces went out of style. Probably sometime around the fucking nobility did.
Internet, help me.
Internet?
Sorry. First line of Wikipedia. A codpiece from the Middle English cod, meaning scrotum. It's a scrotum piece. Yes. Attaches the front of men's powders. When did we get out of here? Armor, codpiece.
Okay, so it looks like cod pieces are in fashion with like certain genres, specifically like heavy metal.
Yes, it's a music thing, it seems like, and maybe some high fashion, but it's not been popular since... I'm noticing, Lucky, that the two time periods depicted on this Wikipedia article are 1500 to 1550 and 1550 to 1600, so...
Yeah, they've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
We need to bring them back into collective consciousness because, yeah, let me just show off my giant shiny bulge, and then you can just open it up to have immense disappointment.
Plus, much like the athletic cup or the jockstrap, it also protects you down there.
Mm-hmm.
You're armored.
Mm-hmm. Armor up. Give me that +1 AC to fucking critical attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some level 3, maybe some level 4 protection down there. I need my dick to stop a rifle bullet.
Then you can mod it, like fucking From Dusk Till Dawn. So I'm just a little bit like fucking like, I'm like super fucking done with like women's clothing. I'm just like, why? I'm gonna say that a lot because like I have questions. I'm not gonna go up to a woman and is like, so tell me about women's clothing and why they're a fucking lie. That's
She'd have to kill you for knowing the secret, Lucky.
Probably.
He knows. We must remove him.
Now, all I gotta do is figure out how to measure cup size, and I'll be able, and I will truly be in. Like I have learned how to measure butts. Now I just have to learn how to measure cup.
It's actually a good question because I don't know how that. Well, it's different places too.
Yeah. Again, there's like no like women's clothing. I've noticed like depending on the brand will have completely different sizing charts. I'm just like,
it's probably because, like you said, it starts as a lie, and once it's fictional, you can just make any shit up. Like once you've lost the 1-to-1 correlation, you can just say it's whatever. Oh, I'm a size 2. 2 translates to like, it's like a 10 times scale. A 2 is like 20.
Maybe. There's probably some math or secret language equation that I just don't know of. I'm a guy.
That, or because, these are fashion companies behind this, they're just as petty as their rivals, and so they're like, oh, we're actually the exact same size and cut as our competitors, but we changed our number so that it's a 2 instead of a 3, so you feel smaller.
Yep.
Marketing is wild, kids.
It is. So, but as I said, I really do like this job. I'm actually getting pretty good at it. I can actually list things fairly quickly. Like I said, I get to play with a bunch of cool things like cameras. Like, honestly, guys, if you're looking for like something and you don't mind it maybe being a little worn or used, check shopgoodwill.com. You might find some interesting shit. Like, I was on there the other day. There's a fuck ton of just like used video games and consoles on there that sell for like hella fucking cheap. They're tested a little bit to see if they power on. We don't know if they're like after that they will have like any other issues. But if you're like doing things, they sell mostly for a quote unquote collection purposes. So if you're like just trying to find something to add to the decor, you can totally find stuff. Like Lucky's been looking for a Xenosaga episode 3 for like ever now, and I actually like having a good feeling it'll eventually show up at Goodwill eventually someday.
Yeah, I do. Not right now, obviously, because I'm waiting for a brand new console to come out next month, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon still hasn't emailed me about that one. They just said that it might be delayed, so I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen there. But I could probably, because as we know, it's sadly is still only PS4 compatible at this point. So that means that I still need a body for my PS3, because I think, like I said, the fan or the core chips are too hot and too full of dust, even if I vacuum them out. Which is not a problem. I think mine's got a non-standard hard drive anyway, so I can do a pop and swap. That's what I've done before, because I've gone through like 2 or 3 of those things. But also, because I had to go through replacements, that means I lost my built-in PS2 emulation, so I would either need to find an old one that does that, or I also need a PS2, because my PS2 bricked a long time ago.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. There are fucking PS2, PS1s. I've seen Xboxes, Dreamcasts. You can literally buy a bag of DSs. A bag of DSs.
What if I can buy a bag of 3DSs?
I don't know if you can buy
my
a bag
old
of 3DS.
DS still works. It doesn't. The internal battery is shot, so it has to be plugged into the wall, so it's not mobile anymore. But it works, so I can play my old DS games in bed. But I missed like literally everything on the 3DS because I never had enough time and money to upgrade.
Let me see here.
And now they've stopped. So, dear Nintendo, please port everything to Switch. Okay, thanks.
Everything. Like, let's see here. Let me just type in PlayStation here. Let's see what we fucking get.
We're doing a live shopping right now.
Yeah, like...
Listen, we've done this enough before on WhatsApp. This is what WhatsApp is.
Like, I was just typing...
stuff?
Like, you can just, like, it's a lot of games, like, you can find... See, the thing that I like a lot about this is they give me a picture, and I can see if it's in the case or not. Because that's the thing about, for me, with collecting. I gotta have at least the case. I gotta have the case.
Preferably the actual case, because I've owned a couple of used games or hand-me-down games that come in those generic black cases.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I usually buy those for purposes of owning the games, but there's still that slight disappointment of like, what's in this black case in my shelf?
Yeah, so, like, and the only thing I will say is, what the fuck? Oh, it's Dead Rising 2 shot glasses. Okay, that's neat. But, oh shit, I should see if I can find a fucking PSP and a Vita.
Yeah, that's a thing. We don't know if they're gonna port those either.
Yeah. That looks like, is that a Gen 1? No, that's not a Gen 1. Or is that a Gen 1 PS3? I can't tell. But, like, there's just a lot of stuff on here, and...
Like, okay, I need to read the description for this, just to see, but I'm seeing Sony PS3 Slim 160GB with games and accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a description for this? Cosmetic wear and debris, games and scratches and smudges, item and test for basic functionality, appears to be working condition. Comes with Skyrim, Resident Evil 6, and Resident Evil, and then Power Cord.
Oh, shit!
This is...
Oh, shit!
This is $27, by the way, is the reading I did for that PlayStation 3.
Hang on, I gotta place a bid here.
Like he's bidding. He's getting in that auction.
Well, no. Like, I found this, and I'm like, holy shit! Because it has, let me back up here. The current bid is, $34.
Oh, hey, that's a good collection, let me tell you.
It's Jak and Daxter, Jak X Combat Racing, Jak 3, Dark Cloud, Lego Star Wars, more Star Wars, and let's see, is that all the?
It's Sly and Sly 2, and then Mega Man X collection.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
This is a real good one, and specifically, I really want that Jak X Combat Racing.
Yeah, you do. It's also got the discs, it looks like, for Bully and a Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 controllers.
Yeah. So, what's the time left on this? 2 hours and 34 minutes. Well, guess what? I have to fucking sit on this now.
He's gonna camp.
Well, you have to. For
hey, donate to Seattle Goodwill.
Yeah. Well, I'm Goodwill of, like, Olympic and Rainier or something.
But still, neighborhood.
Yep.
It's perfect for you. You'll get it fast.
Yep, so I will place a bid. Yes. I've already been outbid!
Wow, somebody else is camping. Holy shit, they want that Jak X Combat Racing.
Yep, I will place bid. I've already been outbid again! It's up to 38!
How
They're
high
all
will
camping.
you go?
No,
But no.
like, I am literally just refreshing, and it is going up.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm getting
that
it.
action. So this is more expensive, but I do see there is a Sony PSP. It's a red one with 10 UMDs and cases.
Yeah.
It's $90 though. Got a few bids too, but still, like, yeah, no. Like, secondhand is, like, back when you could go out places, I would actually, like, regularly pop into, you know, when your parents go out and you gotta stay somewhere because you can't be on your own. I would regularly camp out in, like, GameStops and shit, in addition to Barnes & Noble. When I was fairly young, like around 9 or 10, you know, Mom would go to the mall and go shopping for stuff, had to run some errands. I would just do a loop of, like, Barnes & Noble, GameStop, and look at used stuff. And, like, you can find some good deals there. Yes, this is pretty interesting. I may have to skim this myself later.
Yeah, like I said, no, like, but actually, that reminds me. But yeah, no, shopgoodwill.com is not a bad place. You can find some really cool stuff there if you want. Actually, that reminds me.
Oh, actually, this reminds me. I should mention, speaking of shopping and speaking of children's card games, I locked in a pre-order for a box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards next month. I will do another unboxing video. Preview for future. Because that's actually, like I said, I actually really enjoy those, and it's pretty with that $15 I spent on that phone tripod worked out really well. So it's definitely a formula I can do. And then we have, like, I like my open orders, so I've got the open order on my box of Phantom Rage, which is the name of the booster set because it's Yu-Gi-Oh. They're cool. I think the next couple sets, Lucky, are Phantom Rage, Genesis Impact, and Blazing Vortex. How do you like them apples? So I got that sitting. I've got my Cyberpunk order, which has existed for literally like a year at this point. Yeah, almost. Order placed November 10th, 2019. Little did I know. That's slated to arrive on release date. And then just for the PS5, it's just like, not yet shipped. We'll email when you have an estimated delivery date. Thanks, Amazon. Thanks. Just sitting there. Maybe. It'll exist. Possibly.
Let's see. What's in my orders? Hang on, let's see here.
Yeah, those are my only open orders, because I've been holding my power level back just to be safe.
I only got 2 things in my open order. I'm lucky. Lucky's might be having a divine revelation here soon. But let's see here. I got Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel 4 Frontline Edition coming Tuesday, October 27th. So next week. And then arriving November 19th, 2020 by 8 p.m. Cyberpunk 2077. PS4 version. I did lock in my pre-order. I locked in my pre-order when I saw cars. I'm just like, no, we're like 2 months out from, like, we're a month out from fucking debut, and they're still like, no, we actually look pretty good. I'm like, okay, you got me, you fucking got me, nerds. Yeah. But Lucky, speaking of Amazon, on Amazon in one of his tabs right now, there's a book. It's called the Book of Adonatology, the Sacred Pentadon. Because Lucky was browsing through Twitter, and on Animemes, they was so kind to inform me that there is a religion based on the worship of curvy asses. I was all like, tell me more. So Lucky went on a research hole and found out, yes, there is a religion called Adonatology, which is the worship of curvy women. It's not just that, but there's a lot of that. And I was like, do they actually have, like, something? And yes, on Amazon they have the Book of Adonatology. It's like it's not cheap. It's like $50.
It uses the word Calipigian a lot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is it's hilarious because it means having a good butt, and it comes from a certain style of statue, which might be an epithet for Venus and Aphrodite, which is Venus Calliope or Aphrodite Callipigios, which just means Venus of the good butt. That's me simplifying. I'm a translator. I can do that. I localized it for you.
Localized.
Here, I will share this factoid with the people.
But
thank you for that, marble makers. And shout out to whoever the model for that statue was. He or she had a good butt. I say he or she, by the way, because you never know with ancient ass artists. They could have been like, I need a woman's butt. You, apprentice, show me your butt. I'll model that one. Or maybe you paid a woman.
Who knows?
Art's cool, guys.
Art is cool. But anyway, so I'm looking at this. I'm just all like, do I really want to spend $50 on something that I'm half joking but half serious about? I'm like, maybe not.
You gotta live your best life.
And maybe my best life is a book about worshipping butts. Literally. Who knows? So that's that. Also, Lucky's been having a major field to maybe get some back into some Dead or Alive, the 3D fighting game series. This wraps into the Gacha talk in a little bit because Destiny Child right now, which has gone to the tap version as well, is uncensored on that, is doing a Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation collab where you can get Dead or Alive characters. And I've been playing it. I've been working very hard on it, and I'm just like, man, I really miss playing some Dead or Alive. And then I remember that in the US, we can actually get the latest Dead or Alive, the third one. And you can get it on the PS4 or Switch. It's just, in our eternal gripe, the PS4 version is censored, while the Switch version is not. So I'm like, I'm totally gonna get that Switch version. But I should actually see if Dead or Alive itself has any censorship. I'll check. But I never know. You never know. But I might be picking those up. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm not really good at fighting games. I don't play them like a super much, but I do enjoy them.
That's I think we've both said I guess you'd call us casual fighting game fans. Like, I like a few fighting game series and I play them, but I mostly play them for casual couch play or like, story mode arcade shit.
Yeah, but like my favorite 2D is Guilty Gear, and I am excited about Guilty Gear Strive. I've been watching that stuff slightly. I just don't get into the fucking conversations because all anyone can ever talk about is netcode. And for 3D, it's They're Alive. I've always loved how cool countering someone looks. It's just I grab your fist and now I'm gonna kick you in the face. I'm like, this pleases me. This pleases me on the level. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I first got into Dead or Alive because they were swinging tits. But, I came for tits. I stayed for fun combat. I bet people in the competitive will be like, I'm just be like, fuck you guys. I like my game. And that's all that's important. But yeah, I've been looking at that. I'm like, I have a bit of money. Like, I'm trying not to spend money. So I want to buy all these things. I'm just like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Wait.
Yeah, you gotta think careful. You gotta budget yourself. Be careful. Make sure you have enough.
Mm-hmm. But when I get paid next week. So I might go a little ham. Just a little bit.
Hey, treat yourself.
Yep, I am. I'm gonna treat myself. I think that's what I'm gonna try and maybe do is maybe once a month. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna get some shit from me. Yeah. Now, I came across this because last Thursday, as I said, I fucking died. I was dead. I was just fucking dead. There's two reasons for this. One, I had a crisis of purpose. I can't remember what was it that fucking set me off. I can't remember what it was. Fuck.
Was it about the clothes earlier?
No, it wasn't about the clothes. It was partly about the clothes, but there was something that I saw that just hammered into me. That I'm early to mid 30s. I can't remember my exact age off the top of my head right now. I'm sorry. That involves math. And there's a whole bunch of things that I've been wanting to do since I've been not since I was a kid, but since it only really cemented in my early 20s that I've put I'm not making good progress. There's a lot of things I've given up on. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to be able to play the violin or the piano like a boss. I love string instruments, but I'm just like, you know what? That's fine. I can live without that.
Plus, I'm gonna be real lucky. You truly never know. You say that, but you don't actually know yet.
I don't know yet. But here's the thing. I don't know the future. I only know the now, and I only know the effort what I am putting into things right now. And I look at myself, and I'm like, I'm not putting a lot of effort into achieving my dreams at all. I am basically because I was sitting back and listening. I was like, I'm working now, but I literally just spent the last 6 months doing absolutely fuck all. And I'm just like, why? Why did I do that? Why did I just live this weird life of just getting up, getting on my computer, playing around, talking with people, and then going back to sleep? I look back at it, it's I didn't do much. I could have worked more. I did a little bit of art, but that was usually for making emotes or just weird little doodle things. I didn't work on art. I didn't really work on improving my levels of Japanese. I didn't put any effort into writing. Fuck. I keep joking about this VTuber thing, but I'm not putting any effort into it. I'm like, fuck. I have all this shit in my head, but the process from getting it to my head to actually some sort of medium is just no, it's not there. Now, for some of this, I can be like, oh yeah, I have mental disabilities that make it really hard to process stuff. But like, this is something I always tell people. I took this. This is one of the lessons that I learned from the anime Bakemonogatari. Oshino Meme says this a lot. I cannot save you. You have to save yourself. And I believe that on a certain level. Like, no matter what other people do, no matter what other people say, no matter how other people, help you get on your way, at the end of the day, it is you who must get up, dust off your pants, and say, I'm gonna do this. People can offer you all the help in the world, but if you don't decide to get up and do something, it just goes, and you go back to, zero, I guess is the best way to put it. And so that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, I've just been stuck at zero, for the past 6 months. And now that I had all this free time, and now I have a 40-hour job, which I enjoy. I will say, I don't hate this job. The people are real nice. I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to, my coworkers, my job is mostly me living alone in a cubicle, playing with, weird and interesting stuff, taking pictures and listing it online. I do have a quota, but they're we would like you to hit 50, but if you're, at, between 40 and 50, it's it's fine. Don't worry about it. They're very nice. I can just get up, walk around. I can go look through shelves and be like, oh, what's this? Because Goodwill actually also lists things on Amazon as well. You can also find games and movies and books there. Actually, I should see if they have. No, they probably don't. There's only 2 used books, and honestly, I don't want to buy a used copy of a Donatology. That's buying used porn, I feel. Anyway,
probably.
So, I like my job, but now that I have an 8-hour job, my day, I get up at 6:15 a.m. I'm out the door by 6:45, 6:50. I'm on the bus by 7 a.m. I'm at my job at 7:10. Clock in at 7:15. From 7:15 all the way to around 3:40, 3:45. That's when I clock out. I'm on the bus at about 4 p.m. I'm home about 4:15. 6:15 to 4:15. That is 10 hours. 10 hours of my day that I have to dedicate to work. Now, I'm pretty sure that if I am, if I truly become the fucking deepest wrinkled brain there is, I can start doing some things, I can maybe get a laptop and start doing some writing or some typing, or maybe some doodling, maybe read some books. I play Gacha. Fucking Destiny Child. I just let that literally go because they have the auto battle system. I'm just gonna plug in my phone.
Destiny Child seems made for this kind of thing because
no,
it handles itself for the most part, and you just check in every once in a while.
Yeah. And so, I've been doing a lot of Destiny Child. I did I tried doing the Oniland event. And it's no, I have to fucking read, and I can't stop to read for 5 minutes. I gotta keep doing work. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the best work ethic. I really don't. But I definitely I am far from the worst. I was no, I gotta get my job done. I gotta get it done, so I can't be sitting here playing on my phone and stuff, reading stuff. So I wasn't really able to do the Oniland. Same with Azure Lane and I guess
Azure Lane's not doing anything yet. So
yeah, they're not doing anything. Same with Arknights. I can literally get online. I spend 15 minutes on Arknights and usually 15 minutes on Azure Lane when I get home. I'm usually playing Genshin Impact while I do that. I've already finished my fucking Azure Lane and Arknights for the day. Right now, BlueStacks is running Destiny Child. How many runs have they done? Oh yeah, it's done 50 runs of this an event map for me, and it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going. Thanks, game. You're the best.
Solid.
And I've been playing FGO. I'm just slowly doing raids, and I'm running around. Not me. I don't know why I want to say the developer name. I'm running around Genshin, trying to finish my weeklies because, unfortunately, because I work 10 hours of my day is gone, and then 7 of that is 17. That leaves me 7 hours to do shit. Errands, food, de-stress.
Yeah.
So, I gotta be a lot more fucking discerning with my time now. And now that I fucking got here, it's I just don't have time to actually make progress on this, even though, I just had this realization that I'm doing shit about it. I still need to work more on fucking, Mon Musume journey. I'm just fuck, I haven't made any progress on that. I'm halfway done with my fucking preferred list. I have, all that stuff, and I'm just nope. Fucking the scripts are only halfway done. I'm just that's not getting done either. I'm just why, Lucky? Why are you so bad with time? Why do you not do the things that you want to do? And I said, this is when I hit a crisis of purpose. I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I not doing it? And it killed me. It fucking killed me. It's like, this is, actually, there's a meme for this.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Meme?
Fucking, let me see. Keywords.
Well, not to interrupt Lucky's flow too much there, but in general, honestly, 2020 is kind of a fucked up year. It's been fucked up for a lot of people. A lot of stuff has happened in a lot of ways. It's not a great year, as far as we can say. I feel like a lot of people are probably kind of going through the thing you are right now, because, like, a lot of people have free time, or they're working from home, or a lot of other weird shit, because this thing is still going on, and it's not fixed, even though we're coming up on a whole new year. We're getting close to it being about a year since it started. Still not solved. Though I don't actually know how China's doing with it now. Like, they might have actually locked it down, or might not. Who knows? They probably say they did. But I feel like a lot of people have probably done that kind of process of like, man, hey, what am I doing? And like I said, you said all that stuff, and I'm like I don't feel crippled by existential doubt right now. Sometimes I do, but not right now. But I did definitely be like, no, that's a mood, Lucky. That's a mood right there you're going through. I've had that question too, and I've really made me think, hey, what have I been doing? But like, my memory's not great, so sometimes I forget. But no, some of that has definitely been, what have I been doing this week? Oh yeah, no, I've actually been hanging out and talking with people a lot. That's good. I don't do that a lot, so it's nice to get some time in. And some other times, it's when I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to people. I just want to keep my head down and work on stuff. Work out things. Whether that's writing, game design, whatever. Like, the fact that you said that about, like, you talked about, violin and skills and stuff, I'm like, it did make me think, like, I've done some small improvements. I definitely do need to occasionally to try and up my game in some things. Like thinking about, like, someday I should probably figure out how to video edit good or gooder. Maybe. Or not. Who knows? Does it matter? Like, sometimes I have these thoughts about myself, and I ask myself, okay, but do you need that? Because do you care? And you got to kind of separate the stuff you actually care about from the stuff you think about. And then definitely the piling up the things you do care about and being like, okay, but what order do I do these in? Like, hey, I really like that Star Wars Squadrons game. Haven't played it all in a week. Right? Like, didn't invest any time in that. I've skimped on Genshin a little, but that's also because I'm just... Genshin's, especially for me, since I still do have a decent amount of spare time, the way I live and work and do stuff, like, I don't usually feel crushed to do Genshin stuff right away, but it's fun. But, like, no, there's definitely a time of, like, oh, I wish I would invest more into this thing or that thing, and sometimes I spend a lot of time just getting distracted, reading about stuff, thinking about stuff, and then you're like, hey, where'd my day go? Did you figure out what your meme is? Because is it the why are you like this pointing guy?
No. It's just Plankton, like, going through the fucking void, like, because he thinks it's just, like, going through, like, your like, fifth, like, crisis, like, this week or something. I can't remember it that well. That's what I was looking for. I was like, heck.
Yeah, I've definitely haven't seen that one before.
Yeah. But, so I'm just having these things of, like, how do I want to... Because I want to be better at things. I want to be better at art. I want to be better at editing. I want to make Art Shadow bigger, better, brighter. It's like I keep.
And we've always talked about that. We 100% want to do more stuff, more things, people, whatever.
And like here's the thing. Like, Megan, you're talking about, like, do I want to, like, do better? And you're just like, or I'm okay with it. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Like, personally, I feel like you should never be okay at where you're at.
Well, okay, so that's. I mean, you can't. I'm going to immediately be like, the technical of this. You can't progress in all areas all the time. That's not physically possible. You can't be good at everything.
Well, but what areas are you progressing in? That's the thing.
Fair enough. Right? And that's the question we're having.
If you're not progressing in any of them, then what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's the problem I am, like, at. Like, I'm not going to speak for you. I don't know your life. But, like, here's the thing. It's like, there's a lot of things I want to do, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, so I made some emotes. They're cool. I need to redo them. Every week I look at them and like, I need to redo them. I need to work on these fucking badges. I don't do it. Like, I keep looking at the script. I'm like, okay, I got the script. I have this nice little sticky notes. Like, all right, how are we going to do this? And I keep like, all right, maybe I should change this. I'm like, I don't do it. And it's just like, you can like as I said, like, I can't make judgment calls. And this just might be me and my own crippling anxieties and whatnot. But if I feel like if I'm not working to improve in some way or fashion, whatever we are doing in some way, then, well, as I said, that's how do I want to put this? You get out what you put in.
Nope, that's a good phrase.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I was trying to think. It's like you get out what you put in, and if you're basically just putting out the bare minimum you need to get by, well, that's why you're only gonna get the bare minimum back. It's like fucking so Omega. I'm not trying to like call you out or anything, but like this, you talk about videos doing well when they have like 100 views. I see that and be like, that's only 100 views though.
Oh well, yeah. When I say that, I'm usually talking about as much as our usual audience slice goes. Like,
yeah, I know.
We have some deadweight videos, and so not to cut you off too much in your thought process, but as you were talking, I was definitely thinking about a thing. Some of this speaks to, I think, we do have personality differences, guys. It does happen.
Yes.
Like you are saying you think a lot about improving concepts, and I do too. And like I said, I get that existential anxiety sometimes. Mm-hmm. Not maybe specifically right now, but sometimes. Mm-hmm. Though I don't know, maybe we'll both descend into existential dread, and we'll have to end the episode.
Heck.
We'll call the episode Existential Dread. But I also, like, a lot of times I think about experimenting, right? I think about trying whole new concepts or twists on concepts to see how that works and what we get out of it and how people feel. And sometimes a lot of that is dependent on the response. Usually I talk about the view numbers because that's all I got to go on, right? Like, that's the only feedback we get. Like, even when our video, obviously, well, your video doesn't do well, you won't get anything back on comments either. But, like, I see, like, okay, this video's got, say, let's see, there's one Yu-Gi-Oh! Replay I posted. Okay, I got 25 views, 1 comment, 1 like. Alright, it was short. That's probably, And, like, that's why I'm thinking, like, maybe I should do, like, a mega cut of those and see how that does, like, how that performs. Is that an improvement? And then there's the question of, do I want to cease? Like, actually, remember I talked about the Legion thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and obviously, as you say, 100's not very good compared to some of our other stuff. And no, that's true. But compared to how some videos have done, and after a long gap, that is decent. That's a good... Like, I asked myself, I looked at the videos I've done about Star Wars Legion, the tabletop miniatures game. Check out those videos on this channel now. And I was like, okay, how have these been doing when they've been coming out? Is it worth getting back into this? Because I still have an interest in the subject, but is it worth the effort to produce the work? And I was like, I looked at them and I'm like, okay, no, there's a little bit of ramp up, but I should probably do this and see how this does as a start and see if that can start ramping, because YouTube's weird sometimes, guys. Like, I don't know about the algorithm and the back end and whatnot, but sometimes, like, we'll do something and it does okay on a median level, and then other times it's like, wow, that one went over like a lead balloon for no reason. Like, honestly, talking about performance, while it does have more views than a decent chunk of stuff we put out just because, like APs, right? Nobody listens to those. But, and obviously that pains us a little bit. But at the same time, we're doing those anyway, and I was just like, for the longest time, I've just been like, I want to record me doing these, though, because I really like APs, actual plays, and I like having the backlog. So I'm running the games anyway, basically. So there's almost no effort in recording them, right? Yeah. It's not a real big, huge. So that's not a big deal that they don't do well. There's no effort put into theirs. But, you know, Wanted Seats and I, that's doing, I would probably say low to mid. Like, there were some early Wanteds that were real low balls, because we were starting out, nobody was necessarily searching for them. Maybe they didn't have the analytics. But obviously, hey, Wanted fucking Cock Scotty, pretty big deal. Still number 2 on our channel. I don't know if people went out of their way to watch Let's Talk 70, the one with voice, to make it go up bigger, because that's over 6K. You know, like, we have some bigger ones, and then we have some smaller ones, and you're right. There's some stuff where we try to figure out the thing, but it's... I like improvement, but there are a lot of times where I'm definitely more focused on, like I said, the experimentation. They're like, hey, does this work? Does that work? What do people think about this? And then you have to think about yourself when you see how things work. Is this worth the time and effort I put in it? Like, is there something here? Is there not something here? Hey, if you're listening to What's Up, let us know what you think about stuff we do, by the way. We love feedback in all forms, how you feel about things. Anyway, Lucky was, I think, going somewhere with this, and I also have to take a drink of water.
Well, the thing I'm going is, like, yeah, we put an awful effort in all these little things, and, like, I'm kind of like, oh, the man's like, no, I feel like we should be, like, pulling back from, like, these little things and trying to focus all that attention into bigger things, and I'm just like, but to what purpose?
Yeah, like, I think that's a fair point. Like, that was my immediate thought, like, okay, sure, we could focus down, but then would that work for us? And when I say work for us, I mean, like, not just like, oh, we'll get bigger views, get better all the time. Like, that's one aspect, but also would that work for our schedules? Would that work for our passion? All that stuff. Creativity's complex.
Like, see, here's the thing. This is why I don't add a mega, like, for, like, all the posts, like, he does. Like, if I'm gonna be real, I, like, you literally have, like, you have, like, tiny videos, like, I'm immediately already on board on your fucking idea of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Supercut, so that, like, let's see here.
Yeah, well, that was one of those things, right? Like, I started doing some of those smaller videos, those quicker plays, and then some of those popped a little, like, some of those got some decent views, and they kind of trickle out and they go up. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, what's the balance here? What are we going for?
Like, if you make these, like, I think honestly, like, me personally, I would like to see these, like, not go for, like, the small ones, just make them into, like, 10 to 15 minutes and, like, post, like, one big one a week instead of having, like, these little, like, 2-minute, 3-minute, 50 ones. Oh, because there's a lot of them. And because, like, that, like, to me personally, I think it makes the channel feel a little fucking bloated. Like, there is a lot of stuff here, Jesus. Let's see here. And our posting schedule, we have Let's Talk FGO, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Among Us, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Star Wars, VAMPYR, Star Wars, What's Up, Wanton Seat and I, Let's Talk FGO, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Untitled Goose Game Stream, Squadrons, Yu-Gi-Oh!, What's Up, Let's Talk, Star Wars AP, I should say Star Wars AP, Star Wars Squadron, Star Wars, let's see, What's Up, Let's Talk FGO, Squadrons, Genshin Impact. It's just like, there's a lot of things going here. Like, and I'm just like, I'm looking, like I said, this is, like, I know I feel, it sounds like I'm meandering, but I'm really not, because these are one of those things that I actually think about a lot. It's like, what to do to be better. And honestly, I usually don't have a clear-cut answer, and because I don't have a clear-cut answer, I don't bring it up to Omega. Because, Omega, I'm gonna be real, sometimes you get really stubborn about the weirdest shit.
I mean, that's true. I've talked about that before. Like, I definitely have a gut check response to people. I've never liked people telling me what to do without a reason.
Yeah.
Like, if Lucky just told me, yeah, cut the shit out, I would be like, I will post 5 million. And I probably wouldn't actually, because that would be dumb, and I'd be like, okay, that's excessive. But I probably wouldn't have my mind changed.
No. So, usually, unless I can come up with a good alternative or a good reason for it, I don't bring it up. And, like I said, right now, like, yeah, the videos don't do that well, but, like I said, like, what else were we really gonna do? We can, like, make the smash cuts, but Omega, so he said he's gonna do that. Like, technically, like, the Star Wars Legion videos, like, they don't do, like, in the grand scheme, they don't do well, but you don't, like, the channel isn't necessarily flooded with them. We tried doing
they're pretty spaced out, and they do decent. Like, I've had some Star Wars videos that have really popped.
Yeah. And like I said, and again, like with the APs, it's like, again, like no one watches them, but real talk, they're not that hard to put up, and we do them fucking anyway. So I'm just like,
yeah. Well, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Things are kind of like that too. Like I play, some nights I'll play for, even if it's just a couple of hours, and I might get, half a dozen replays out of it. But like I said, I was thinking about this because there was a time period where I sat down and I recorded a bunch. I was like, I'm never going to get this backlog basically out. I should cobble together a few of these.
Yeah.
Like, and I do some art, like, the most recent one, Sun Avalon Saga, I had to play quick replays. That one is, like, that's at least 2 cobbled together, that's only about 7. And, I don't know, I should probably, like, if we were, like, super serial business brains about this, I would be like, no, I need to make sure it's at least 8 minutes so it can get mid-rolls. But maybe it does, maybe YouTube cares. Like, I've heard stories that YouTube doesn't necessarily promote short videos, right? Because less ad rev. So maybe that's why nobody's watching the really short ones. And there's some of that, like, effort level. Like, there are times, we're talking about, like, improving or stuff, there are times when I feel bad. Like, there have been weeks where, like, not a lot of videos came out. We just kind of streamed, but there was no wanted, there was no any of my other interests to really pop on. Like, occasionally I use those weeks to, like, catch up if I accidentally let the APs last because I've been busy. Like, if there's been a new FGO event that really wants me to beat it up a lot or something.
How many videos do we have total, actually?
Well, we have a lot, but that's because this was my solo YouTube channel before I turned it into a brand account for a long time.
Honestly, that sometimes gives me the agita.
Yeah, well, it's a brand account now. I could always ditch on my old shit, but it was really boring, so.
Yeah, that's like lucky, like I said, this is a lucky quirk. I usually don't keep old stuff that isn't like that I don't think is doing anything. Like, I am the person who will be like, no, I didn't like this. I'm just gonna fucking delete it. It's gone. Whatever. Didn't exist. Whoop. I think you're the opposite person. I think you're kind of like...
Yeah,
well,
as you were saying that, I'm like, oh, but I kind of like the history, right? Like, you never know when somebody will go back and discover your old shit. Or even when I find new YouTube channels, like, a lot of the time I like if they've had series or something, I'll find videos by people that are like, I'm like, oh shit, this is like 3 or 4 years old, but I like it, you know?
Again, this is one of those things about, like, because I can't come up with a solution, I don't fucking add a mega about it. It was like, no, he actually likes his videos, so it's like, technically it's not doing anything wrong. It's just me being slightly fucking triggered because we got a lot of fucking videos.
And again, I don't know. That's one of those things also that either of us could be completely off base about because we don't really know. We've tried to get those kind of responses from the audience, but we don't always. Feedback is also another weird thing. You know, it's always such a small slice of your audience. We've got almost like 3K subs, right? Which isn't a super lot in the terms of YouTube, but in terms of human beings in one position, it's a lot of fucking people. 2833. I'm not even sure I could like visualize that many people outside of like a stadium or something, but still, like that's a shitload of people if you think about it. But we don't get exactly 2833 videos on every video, views on every video, right? And if we check the analytics, a lot of those times you get views there's a still decent chunk of videos that are from people who are outside the channel. Even when the videos are smaller than our sub count. So that's always a weird thing of like, I don't, like, on some level, I should say, it's funny. I almost wish that like Google YouTube would like scan your fucking brains and tell me exactly what you're thinking about how you find the videos, how you maneuver them, why you don't click on a video, that kind of stuff. Obviously, that would probably be super invasive, but that's the kind of knowledge I want to know that even YouTube analytics can't give me. Like, okay, how many people saw this video served as a notification? Okay, we can get those kind of stats. How many people clicked it? All right. And then that kind of thing and see, okay, so people saw this maybe pop in their notifications. They didn't go for it. A lot of people saw this pop in their notifications. They went for it, It's kind of, there's definitely some info that we don't have, and I don't know if we could ever have unless we get like super huge and well, not even super huge, but we could pay our own researcher or researchers to like dive into this shit. So I don't know, but yeah, no, like we have these thoughts, and occasionally it's good to have these creative powwows and be like, what do you want to do? And like talking about like we don't necessarily want to overly critique each other with no reason. Like, do I feel like, gosh, I really wish Lucky would do those sub badges or membership badges? Yes, but also I understand Lucky is a human being, and I understand how he works. And much like, how I can be stubborn, if somebody starts yelling at Lucky to do something, he will be like, you're not the boss of me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily stubborn, like just changing your mind, but definitely with like energy. If you cannot force Lucky to do anything, really. Like, you can maybe force Lucky to think like he should do something, but even then, as we've discussed, that doesn't always work. So, like, I don't want to go ham on like, Lucky, make the sub badges, me pay you money. That was me exaggerating for effect, kids. But I do occasionally be like, drop a note about it, try not to be passive aggressive about it, but just be like, it's in our plan, we're working on it, I think it'd be really cool if Lucky, like, I honestly want to see Lucky come with that swimsuits video. But if the man, I understand, if the juices ain't flowing, the juices ain't flowing, brother. So that's a little bit of a phrase I like to use sometimes about nothing could be done. Sometimes you do have to take those hits and accept sometimes there is nothing you can do about the situation. Like Lucky said, I can't save Lucky. Lucky needs to save Lucky, basically. So, I think we've said this before. We don't always agree on everything, though we do generally find our opinions about a lot of stuff to be similar. Or at the very least, how we handle things to be similar. It makes us work in this business relationship, this creative relationship. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. I'm talking a lot more than I thought it would be. But it's because Lucky got serious. I should have realized whenever we have a real talk. Though we've only been real talking for, I think, about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's still good enough.
Yeah, I feel like more time is passing than it is. This episode of What's Up is only an hour and 30 long, raw. And I'm like, what? What's happening right now?
Well, the biggest thought, the opening up.
True. Yeah, we're opening up. We're having big thoughts. So yeah, no, like I think it's fair that occasionally we have these, these conversations with each other, and even with the audience, especially with the audience. Actually, you guys are almost more important to this relationship than we are, because as we said, it doesn't matter how cool we think something is. If nobody thinks it's cool, then well, it didn't work. It didn't happen. So yeah, there's little things that I like. I wish I could poke the Lucky and have like a video pop out, but that's not how it works. And, Lucky sometimes wish that I would do stuff different. And if he doesn't have a good reason, you are absolutely right. If you don't have a good reason for it, other than maybe just like occasionally I've learned to do stuff and been like, cause I record the replays with people, right? So like sometimes, I've learned with some of my things that like Axis said a couple of times, he's like, oh, I didn't really do good in that video. Do you have to post it? So I think to myself, okay, I don't need to post some of those replays, maybe those aren't entertaining. Even if it shows off stuff that I want to show off more, people are involved. So, like, I don't want to hurt, like, his feelings or nothing. And like, if you were like, don't post that video, that's dumb, I hate that video, I would be like, I'm probably not going to post a video then. But in terms of raw logic, you're definitely right. Like, I need some reasoning why not to do things.
Yeah.
I'm actually, it's weird because this conversation is, we've talked about back and forth. We're trying not to like rock the boat on ourselves or upset anybody, but we're also being critical. I'm actually glad though that you also like the idea of me doing bigger cuts because I'm like, oh, okay. Like sometimes you need a little bit of that externalization. Like I'm sure when you talk about concepts and I'm like, nah, it sounds cool. That feels good too sometimes, or the audience even.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do that. I'll set up that Monday and see how.
Yeah, no, like I'm not saying Omega don't do Yu-Gi-Oh videos. They don't do good. It's like no, I want you to not compact them, condense them. Yeah, and like I said, when I first started doing them, and I think some of it was because it was a little more about me talking about stuff. They were doing a little better, but maybe the novelty wore off with our audience, so they're slipping. So I'll try something different. It's an interesting process. And then there's some videos I have no idea why they do goo. I still think it must be because I'm the only guy who did that YouTube video, but my fucking L5R make a character video, which is like an hour and 15 minutes long, is over 4K views. Why? With like 98% likes. It's like almost 2 years old now. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna delete some of this. I'm making an executive decision. Look at rants, it's gone.
Okay. Sure. That was your rants anyway. You can purge them.
Yep. It was only 2. They weren't.
It was a pilot. We tried it. I think people liked it, but the process of making them wasn't ideal for us.
No, it's better for Lucky just to rant on fucking What's Up.
Yeah, basically. I think What's Up really became the truly, let's just talk about whatever shit. Like, I think you were planning for like just doing rambling live streams with the audience. That didn't really work. We tried that a couple times. Live with Lucky, but that involved a lot of stricter scheduling and stuff. Honestly, it's interesting, right? Talking about the quarantine and the downtime. When, like, honestly, if that had happened, like, probably a year or two ago, like, you'd had that period of time, we were doing some different things with structured content. We might have done different things, but honestly, because you were working, and that's where we found a lot of our comfortable stride with this stuff, we really honestly relaxed a lot of our content creation styles. Like, we tried Editor Lucky for a while, but we got feedback from you guys. You wanted faster videos faster than you wanted. You wanted faster videos faster than you wanted fancy videos. Okay, that was great. Me, I'm improving here, guys. But that is literally true. The audience wanted videos quicker than they wanted them fancy, basically. So we were like, okay, we'll go back to minimal. You want the videos sooner? We'll pop them. And that lets us do much longer videos because holy shit, I would not want to subject. Sadly, I cannot sort by watch time, but let's see. A lot of our big episodes are like 2 hours, 55 minutes, 3 hours, 13 minutes. I would not want to subject Editor Lucky to that, right?
Yeah.
That would be painful for him and for me and for everybody. So it let us do different stuff. So we always live in the time we are in now. I know that sounds kind of redundant, but it's true. Like, you can never know what your situation will be like, 1 month from now, 5 minutes from now sometimes. So, there's a lot of... Actually, it's funny. Our top viewed video, I think I just read the top note. The description literally says it's a lo-fi episode because this was during Editor Lucky's tenure, but because the episode was 3 hours long, we decided not to do that. But anyway, I was talking about your situation gives you different drives, right? Like, we relaxed our style of creation to make room for you working, basically, because you did have your nice job of, Goodwill. God, names. So terrible. Like, for a while, that would, and you liked it a lot, so that was really nice and comfortable, but that also meant we had to, relax on certain things. And I think the only thing we did with your newfound productivity, as it were, quote unquote, when you were suspended and then temporarily laid off basically during quarantine was for a while we recorded like 2 APs a week.
Yeah.
Which was entertaining for us and did give us a decent foundation, but also used up a lot of my time because I had to make sure I was prepped for 2 a week. I don't know. Maybe I was trying too hard in those early things because somehow I've made 2 pages of fucking notes last like 4 weeks. Some of which is on me, some of which is on the player's way they chose to handle it. I'll be like, no, there's a little bit of mea culpa here. Some of this could have been cleaner. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for such a short note, you know? But it didn't do anything besides produce like 2 episodes a week of the APs, which were never posted in a timely fashion because while it's not a lot of effort, it does at least take up time on my part to export a video that's 3 hours long or whatever. And who knows, maybe we, like you said, you had this realization about how you didn't really do anything. Maybe collectively we should have gone more ham during that time period. But like I said, I try not to push Lucky to do things in that sense. Like, Lucky, no, you must stream FGO this week. You know, the super chats, Lucky, the super chats.
Like, cause here's the thing, I'm not trying to get that fucking, you know, that one-hit winner that awesome sense, but, you know, I would like bigger growth.
Yeah, no, we've had periods, like I think I literally said this, you know, we had some really good months this year. Interestingly, during those downtimes, like, we had some of our, revenue-wise, I think it definitely was our best month ever. That was August. Like, that means we were doing good in views, doing good in content, you know, doing good in streams, had some very successful streams. In October, yeah, like I said, it's kind of, September and October have been maybe a little bit weaker. They're going to balance out. Hopefully, you know, with FGO anyway, we'll get more content in the actual FGO that will drive viewers. Like, obviously, since our mainstay of our channel are FGO based, which is also, by the way, for the audience, I'm pretty sure Lucky knows this, why I try to occasionally branch out a little bit, because I want to see if we can't, like, either shore up our existing audience or, like, find some new audience niches we can kind of slice into a little bit. It's another reason why we started What's Up, even though, I don't know, it's probably a SEO or a branding thing or whatever the funk. I'm sure if we got a wider audience, we'd have more views on What's Up, because that's more general, right?
Yeah.
But finding that wider audience is a little bit of our challenging. So we've had some interesting back and forths with our content. So hey, at least take that, Lucky. It might not feel like you did much, but hey, at least during those 6 months, we had a really banger month on our YouTube channel. And I'm gonna be real. I'm pretty sure a decent chunk of that was you doing like FGO streams and stuff. Like, was that let me check the dates on this. That would have been the month of the big stream, right? Yeah, no, that was August. That was early in August. That was a really, really good stream, challenging the audience like that. We have to figure out more ways to bait them. That's also when we streamed Fall Guys a couple of times. I got some views. That was popular. But yeah, like I said, though, I don't want to be, like, bullyingly forcing Lucky. Oh, the super chat, the monetization, the views, Lucky. You must get the views. But, like, I like to gently push Lucky. Like I said, I'm being honest when I'm like, I do want to see what you do with the swimsuit. But if, like I said earlier, if you don't have the spark, you don't have the spark. That's something I know. Like, I am terribly unfocused with creative stuff. I will bounce back a lot. Hey, remember Gensakai? I talked about that a lot, and then I kind of unfocused from it because I was pivoting to other stuff, and also because it's honestly mostly done. I probably don't even need the parts I want to write, but I do want to, for the sake of completion, maybe still write them. Or not. I don't know. We might wrap up our Star Wars campaign and then immediately move into, like, a short run of Gensakai or something, and, like, I'll just cruise it. Actually, I think you said that on a previous episode of What's Up, Lucky, that I don't actually need to do more work now.
No, like, because the big thing you need to do is you said you want to do enemy profiles, and I'm like, you're literally just gonna probably most likely just make them before you fucking run them, and that's
it's
how you're
true. I do like, obviously, I would, like, for Mages of War, I did do some NPC profiles, and obviously, I like to just steal those and throw them in because that was funny, and I might do that anyway. But no, like, you are absolutely right. With Star Wars, like, well, though with Star Wars, that's also my own design philosophy. Some of that is just because I look at these NPC profiles and I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
If this guy doesn't have an initiative skill, he's fucking dead. He's dead. He cannot take 15 wounds of damage with Pierce 5 billion and live. He is dead. I will make new stat block. But yeah, you are right that I would definitely, like, do specific stuff probably, and I would probably backport those things that I did that were generic to the main document anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might just be what it is, as we just have to wait for us to actually play Gensakai and me to start having ideas.
Yeah, but by the way, Mega, I deleted my half-at. I know you liked some moments in it, but I deleted my Dead Space stream because I think I'm just gonna stream Dead Space during this month for spookiness.
Sure, that's
because I was actually looking
Dead
at
Space.
like,
well, maybe that's just because some people in our community are playing a game, but I constantly feel like Dead Space is like in spooky times popping off.
Well, it is a time.
But also with Dead Space, that was like a technical thing, right? Like you were recording those and then you had problems. So like, if you want to,
it like the lighting was off and it was weird. Like,
actually, you know what? If we're just gonna go ahead and do that, let me sort by date. Let me see. Is there any truly old shit I want to get rid of?
Like, there's some stuff in here. I'm like, no, this. Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna get rid of this too. Starbound. I have 2 streams. They didn't fucking go anywhere. But like, I'm looking at like, no, Resident Evil 4. Like, that was a stream. I enjoyed that. It's like literally the full game. Same with Fear. 4 streets, 3 games. I'm like, no, that's cool. Shovel Knight.
Like part of my process is I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm trying to like cover up shit I did in the past, right? And I do like to show growth, but also sometimes like, hey guys, I'm gonna delete forever my first 2 videos ever because they suck. The Tom Clancy Hawks one that I recorded in app on the PS3 because that was a thing you can do, and I'm gonna delete my old experiment of SWAT 4. I'll probably leave the SWAT 4 replays on because I talk in them, even if it's with my shitty microphone. But, you know, gotta leave some stuff. I'll probably leave up all these old-ass Yu-Gi-Oh! Replays. Because, some of those got some pretty decent views. Like, especially because I was doing literally nothing else. Like, they have, like, no engagement, but they got some of them. Is anybody particularly attached to my FTL 3 videos? My, like, 3 FTL Let's Plays? We should probably do that again sometime. I got a microphone. I like FTL. When do I find the time, though?
I mean, like, we can totally do it again. It's just, like, we can probably do it better now.
Yeah, I mean, it dead ends. And that was in a shitty state of me doing microphones. That was on my old... God, I think was that 3 PCs ago? That might have been 3 computers ago. Shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think it was, because that was the one where I had problems because my CPU fan would spin up and you could hear it in my audio because that's how crappy my stuff was.
Wow.
Like, that's not really high quality. That I can probably get rid of. I can probably get rid of this Ticket to Ride video, because nobody watched it. That we should instead, like, figure out, like, do on, like, Tabletop Simulator and play it with people.
Oh, yeah, no.
Humans. I'm gonna get rid of these Overwatch clips also. Actually, no, those are more Blacklight clips. Do I want to get rid of those? Nobody watched them, but I do like Blacklight.
Like I said, I think the criteria it should be is, like, did we like the videos, or did they, like, the people, like, genuinely like the videos? If they don't meet those 2 qualities, it's like, because here's the thing, like, I feel like it'd be hard for, like, we have a lot of playlists. Jesus, we have a lot of playlists.
I like playlists, but that's a me thing. Like, I watch a lot of YouTube playlists. I think they're a good tool. Audience, let me know how you feel about playlists. That we could probably trim some of the playlists.
Starbound, I'm sorry, you're probably going.
Well, you don't like Starbound? I like Starbound.
You want to keep Starbound on there?
Well, actually, I don't know. How do you feel about the quality of the streams? I like Starbound, and I think they were kind of interesting, but there was also if I remember rightly, there was a decent amount of dead air because you would be doing Starbound stuff.
Yeah, when Lucky starts building. Like, I'm better about it now, but, like, yeah, when Lucky focuses, he just shuts up.
Yeah, that's the thing we've definitely both improved on, I think, is because we've been streaming more. Like, at first I was like, oh, we're gonna be like a Let's Play type channel. I'm gonna record big, long blocks of video like I did with Extella, which is not going away, by the way. We'll keep that. People like that.
Yep.
And also, I think it's good for us because we're a Fate-focused channel. But, like, at the same time, gosh, that's kind of a pain in the butt to, like, sit back and deliberately split, like, 3 or 4 recordings.
Yeah.
So we kind of got away from that to just stream more. And that really helped us develop, I think, our streaming voice, basically. I'm gonna get rid of my Overwatch highlights. Those sucked and nobody watched them. Remember when Overwatch was cool, guys? Oh my god, I have an Overwatch playlist? What's wrong with me? Okay, that can go away. I'm deleting the 3 videos that are going to be on it. It should go away after this. I mean, I think they're kind of... I had a lot of problems doing them, but I think I want to keep my old Life is Strange streams, because that's when we really started this shit, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I'm just happy that we are at least cleaning up a little bit.
No, that's fair. And, like, and sometimes, like you said, when you give me some logic and when I think about stuff, I come to my own conclusions. I'm like, I was scrolling back through the old uploads, and I'm like, do I really need this stuff? No, not actually. And, like, if like, these Overwatch highlights, 3 views, 2 views, 2 views, yeah, nobody cares, and I don't care either. I'm like, I never liked those that much. Like, I thought it was gonna be cool, but it's not. Like I said, I don't want to feel like we're covering up anything,
Mhm.
or we want to like make ourselves look better. But at the same time, we got some old shit. It wasn't good. We can get rid of some of it. And some stuff, even if they're shitty, I have nostalgia for. Like that was with my old mic, and there were problems and stuff. But I kind of like that series of Game Maker Tycoon I did, right? Game Dev Tycoon. I'll probably keep that just for the nostalgia of it.
Yeah, we don't have to keep everything. Honestly, fall back to good old Marie Kondo. Does this spark joy?
Yeah, that's probably the really thing. Does this spark joy?
It's like, did it spark joy in myself, or did it spark joy in others? If the answer is no to both of those, yeet it.
Okay, I can get rid of this old whoops video I released. Because that made sense at the time, but actually, maybe I should... Nah, it can go away. I'm thinking about whether or not I should, like, private it or something, but it won't make any fucking sense anyway. And also, nobody watched it. They just watched the full version of the video that came out later. Which is probably why we don't make... Like, we have social media for that now, if we're like, shit, the video's delayed.
Yeah.
Oh no, my What's Up ended up 5 hours. It's gonna be a while, kids. Alright, so that trimmed out some old shit from back before Let's Talk FGO existed. Oh, I feel good. Our first episode of Let's Talk FGO ever is over 2K views.
Yeah.
It has 97% likes.
Let's see here. Let me delete Starbound. Whoops! That is not the way I wanted to look at that. Actually, it'll be fine. Fuck it. There it is. Yeetus. Yeah, no, because I was thinking actually with the fucking with the heckin' Dead Space. It's like I never actually finished that, and I was like, and I'm just like, I don't want to like finish recording because I'm probably gonna have to start all the way the fuck over again.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it'd be better for me just to stream it like I did with like Fear, Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, Fear was good streams.
Yeah. And that'd be good. And maybe if I do it quick enough, I can move on to Dead Space 2. I don't know if I got Dead Space 3. I think you have to go to like fucking Origin or something.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I don't think anybody's gonna want to watch you play Dead Space 3 anyway. But pum.
Boom. But actually, I think that's everything that I want to get rid of. Let me double check here.
Yeah, let me look through some of our early like Let's Play type shit. Man, Night's Black Agents #1 is like 350 views. What the fuck? Which is a terrible shame because we basically canned that campaign. I still got on my notes. We could do it again, but maybe later.
Man, Anime Power Hour. I have mixed feelings about Anime Power Hour. I really do.
I love that we tried it, right?
Yeah.
Like it helped us basically it helped us establish What's Up. I don't think we would have jumped to What's Up necessarily without trying Power Hour first.
Yeah.
As just another content.
Well, that's why I say I have mixed feelings about it.
Oh, but no, it was okay, I don't want to say it was a dumb idea. It was an idea we tried, and obviously it did not work.
Yes.
Like it made our schedule too much about watching specific animes every week, which is rough for us. We're us. We know what's wrong with us. And the compressing it to an hour, honestly, like I think it was an important lesson that taught us that trying to compress ourselves is not necessarily how we do this. It's like when you corrected earlier about like compressing Yu-Gi-Oh videos, you're like, no, that's not right. You want to condense them into a single form because people do usually seem to click on our videos when they're longer. And like I said, honest to God, that might be YouTube helping us out. Like, oh shit, you posted a monetized video that's like 2 hours long. People love to throw up 2 hour long videos and do other shit. They'll watch the shit out of this. We'll serve them like 5 ads for President Trump. Thanks, YouTube. I should really see if I can cancel that, by the way. I apologize if you've been triggered by any Trump ads, or any voting ads in general if you've already voted. That's been my pet peeve lately with YouTube ads. They're like trying to get me to vote. I'm like, I mailed in my ballot literally weeks ago, guys. You can't get me. I'm not taking it back.
I mailed mine in last week.
So, but like, that legit might be how YouTube algorithms work. I don't know. It's weird sometimes. Maybe we should do some more research on that. What's up?
Mega, how do you feel about bonus stage?
Like, you're talking about Spark Joy. I'm really trying to summon it up. What are the view counts on those videos, Lucky? If you're looking at them.
Bonus stage, the first one has 22 views.
I don't think that sparked any joy. We might.
Second one, about your escape from LA2, Revenge of the Electric Boogaloos, 193 views.
That's decent. We might leave that Okay, that's a good question, Lucky. Nobody watched the fucking first one, and nobody cares. Mm-hmm. Do we get rid of #1 and just leave #2? Is that okay?
Honestly, I'd say we get rid of both of them, and we put a note in, that maybe chalking it up that maybe Fan Servant Friday might be actually more popular than we think.
That's fair enough. Like, that's, again, talking about repurpose. That's probably what's going to happen, is we're just going to take those ideas we had for what bonus stage would have been and do it in our regular show, because sometimes we need segments.
Okay. Yeah, so
I like news desk. Yeah. I know, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Do I still have the wrong
Welcome
audios?
to What's Up. We're doing spring cleaning on our fucking channel.
In October, because this is the time period of doing weird shit.
Yep. Yeah, so let me put... shoot. Let me see. Actually, I could probably do it.
God, why do I post so many... Well, I know why I post so many test videos. I should really... Now that we're firmly established on Patreon and stuff, I should definitely do that more, like on Twitter and on Patreon, post test videos for just them. Rather than post them to the YouTube channel. Like, I definitely feel, like I said this before, there's times I feel like we're not posting enough videos. Man, I gotta post some videos. We're gonna fade into obscurity, Lucky. The 5 minutes are gone. That's usually what the form of my anxiety attack about this takes. Mm-hmm. Shit, we're not doing enough. We're not posting enough. We're gonna die. I don't know if that's true. That's actually another good audience question. Audience, if you're still here, how do you feel about posting schedule in general? Not just about us, but in general. Like,
yeah, because that is something to think about. Like, what do people want to see? I'm pretty sure people want to see our Let's Talk FGO. It's our big thing.
And some of those have really like ballooned up. I can safely say that some of the time they want to see Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I think when I started Wanted, I was acknowledging the fact that some of these servants are not going to be as popular as others, but you never know. Like, there have been times when I thought some videos would be not as big that are big, probably because people felt like there wasn't a lot of content covering those characters, and there have been other times when there were popular characters that didn't go anywhere, and I'm like, what? Like, I think Wanted shooting is, like, really low, and I'm like, why, though? People love shooting. Well, people probably love shooting and don't need to watch videos about her. You guys are weird sometimes, audience. Okay, alright. You gotta talk about that Spark Joy.
Yep.
Let's play SWAT 4. Nobody watched those. I really love SWAT 4, though, but is it worth it?
It's your video.
I mean, we could always keep some of these on the channel and talk about them in the episode and see if anything weird happens.
That's fine. Like I said, if we get comments about, like, no, I didn't know about it, I'm going to be all like, well, then you don't go through our channel. But then that goes into that's maybe we have too much stuff and people is getting overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. We need feedback, y'all. We really do. You
know what? Yeah, I'll leave the SWAT 4s for now. Nah, I won't actually. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I had that double check, gut check, and I was like, nah, actually, I don't want people to watch these now though, because they'll be crappy. It'll be an old microphone. The audio balance will be really fucked up. I couldn't run OBS before. Thank you, Beef Pishi.
Beef,
help me out so much. I can do basic things on computer now.
Basic.
I mean, I could do some fancy stuff. Like, honestly, like, talking about, like, using CPU and stuff. This machine's fairly resilient for most things. Like, the only times I have problem when it's clearly my fault. I'm like, you've got, your PC is basically like, okay, kid, you've got 20 tabs of Chrome open. You're editing, you're rendering a video that's like 2 hours long, and you're trying to play your emulator and make your computer be a phone. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, no, PC, you're right. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead. Even if there was like some fan push, I could just play fucking. I'd have to dig it up again, but I could just play fucking SWAT 4 as a stream or something and be like, I love SWAT 4. SWAT 4 the best. Well, yeah, okay. Axe has got a good point about knowing they still release stuff, but because we do weekly shows, hopefully everybody knows we're still alive.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Sometimes people do talk about not getting pops on stuff. Somebody actually asked me if today's Let's Talk FGO was delayed. I'm like, no, this is actually right on time. If it came out a little later, it's probably because I overslept.
Okay, I'm a little upset that fucking story time isn't more popular. Because I love the concept of that, of just reading to people, but it's not.
Well, who knows? Maybe it was the source of the content, right? Oh, did I not?
It's HP Lovecraft. It's on HP Lovecraft, but
it's all in theme. Hey, actually, that's one of those we should definitely, route out to the audience. Hey, did you guys know? Because I'm a huge fucking nerd, I literally recorded me reading several. I think it's 5. I think I did a series of 5.
Yes, it's 5. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I did a series of 5 audio readings of H.P. Lovecraft stories, short stories, for October. I believe it was last year. Was it last year? Or was it 2018?
I think it was last year. No, I think it was last year because this was pre-fucking Abby, I think.
Right, yeah. If you think that's cool, go check those out. They're in a playlist too, and you can just.
Oh wait, no, it was 2 years ago. Excuse me.
It is 2 years ago. Okay, it was 2018. So check those out. Like that is a thing, right? And why cleaning up our back catalog is probably a good idea, because I don't know how far people have to go to see our stuff. Though I gotta be honest, when I watch YouTube channels, YouTube recommendations only needs a little hit, the tiniest sniff, little whiff before it's like, oh shit, do you want to watch this video this person made 5 years ago? And I'm like, maybe YouTube? Maybe. All right, let's trim out the old SWAT 4s. That probably means that's a playlist that can go away. But yeah, let's leave story time. We like those, even if other people don't like that. Yes, I've seen the OSP video on Lovecraft.
Also, shout out to fucking Journey OSP's Journey to the West. I watched that. Like, Mega's been like shilling that for a while, but I was just like, whatever. And I don't know why. I just got the hair up the bum when he recommended Journey to the West. And I was like, okay, I'll watch this.
It's because Sun Wukong came up, and I started making some references because I think I'd recently rewatched it myself, and then it was like,
oh no, I think you made we were talking. Oh, I actually remember.
I posted a GIF, didn't I? Or a screen cap?
No. What happened is we were talking about like the most pure and innocent servants, and I brought up fucking Sanzo, and you like, you know who else would be great, and you'd be Great Sage, equal to heaven, and I was just like, no, because I was like, I consider Sun Wukong a motherfucking Gary Stu OC Do Not Steal.
Oh, he absolutely is, though. But I love him for that.
Yeah, I know.
Especially
I love him
because in the story, Sun Wukong is such a prima donna.
Yes, and that got us on a Sun Wukong kick of just talking about how bullshit this monkey was. And then you just linked it. I'm just like, you know, I like Sun Wukong, and I do know how fucking stupid long Journey to the West is. Having some cliff notes would be fucking grand. Because like I said, I'm not that, like, I know of Journey of the West, and I know, like, literally, like, I knew only the first part about all the fucking stupid shit that fucking Sun Wukong did. I didn't know about anything after that.
Yeah, because the OSP Journey of the West series, which is still ongoing, because it takes a long time to do, obviously.
Yeah, dude.
But much like the actual text itself, the first part of it is just the Monkey King's adventures as fucking setup. And I've heard some stories that was probably like, you know, added later because people really like this weird Sun Wukong character.
Yeah, who knows, maybe. But, like, that's all I know of just how fucking bullshit Sun Wukong is. And I was just like, okay, let me actually read this. And I fucking loved it. The production level is great. Just the fucking text on screen once in a while. It's, oh my god, it's so good. Like, I highly recommend it. If you don't watch any other OSPs, at least watch Journey to the fucking West.
Mm-hmm. And if you like it, there's a lot more of that type of content on their channel.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's good.
They're not super popular, but I do want to leave my K&K reviews. I like those. Hey,
yeah,
again,
no,
those are old. Those are a couple years old. Well, actually, they're
it sparks joy.
Almost 3 years. But yeah, no, like I literally before the Karno Kyokai collab came out for the first time in FGO, I was told they were all on Amazon, so I watched all of the movies of Karno Kyokai in sequence once again, like one a night, and then I immediately recorded my thoughts after them. So like, if you want to see my personal journey, go ahead and check those out. And they got a few views. It's not like they went over like a lead balloon, but also that was just like almost 3 years ago. Also, we should probably on actual Let's Talk FGO, but we should definitely do like some old shit appreciation.
Ooh, that is not good views. Sorry, I'm looking at your Neurofest exhibition here.
Oh, the one where we wanted to bring in community members, like the playlist, or my own Neurofest videos if I record
your own Neurofest.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Let's Play FGO of K&K Garden of Order event, and some of those are some views, some of those are not. I don't know. We've definitely switched to, well, one, because I can't record videos on my potato phone potato, PC beef phone potato. We've gotten a different format for that, so I'm not averse to losing those, but at the same time, I do know that that's like what some people actually watched. So I don't know.
Oh wait, no, you just have a playlist of. Oh wait, these aren't ours. What?
Yeah, don't you remember? That's what I think I said, because people were asking us, "Hey, record videos of you doing the exhibitions," and I was kind of like, because I think that was the first New York Fest exhibition we had. I was like, nah, but I'll make a playlist that community members could post theirs. So we can get rid of that playlist. I don't think anybody bought that gimmick. We only got like 4.
Yeah, no.
It was a cool concept, but it didn't, again, engagement. It must not have sparked joy with the audience because they didn't engage in it, and that's how it goes.
Like I said, like, yeah, I think the way that I want to put it is I don't want to basically hide. I'm not trying to hide or say the things that we have, but I want people to be able to focus on the things that we are proud and that we do like. Like, don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. And the positives is like, I want these things, I want people to see things. It's like fucking, like my BioShock. Like, I did a complete play of BioShock remastered on here. It's still kind of shitty, but I'm like, no, I actually did that. I cut that into 10 fucking videos and played the entire fucking thing. I'm proud of that. Elite.
That's good.
Elite playlist. Yeet. Get out of here with that.
There's probably some playlists that are empty now,
Oh yeah, totally.
which need to go eventually.
I'm working on stuff.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through the backlog. We do have. I recorded I was pretty diligent for a while about at least recording story when new FGO came out before I had to get a new phone. Rip me. So I kind of like those videos, especially because obviously we weren't streaming them, so there's no record in the moment. So I think we can keep that. Wow, why did Anime Power? What did Spring Power Hour number 2 get? Well, okay, it does have a hot spring clip in the thumbnail, but that got like almost 1,000 views. Why? What's going on here? Our Devilman one got like 19 views, though also has a really crappy thumbnail, so maybe that's why. Listen, we've learned a lot about doing thumbnails.
Yes, we have.
We've already gotten some funny ones because I put some tiny FBI seals over Seasonized boobs in our thumbnail just to be safe, and then I put friend points, Magifender points in the middle of them to be even more funny. Yeah, no, it's literally the thumbnail. Man, you guys are so shallow. Like, I see Spring Anime Power Hour number 1. It's got 02 it's got Young 02, the Oni type from Darling in the Franxx. It's got Persona 5 Joker smiling in that one. Number 3 is another smiling Joker and another Darling in the Franxx thumbnail. And then number 2 has Ryuji's crazy face from when he's awakening his Persona from that anime, and it has the hot spring scene from that season of Boku no Hero. And that one has like way more views. Gee, I wonder why. And you people complain about clickbait. It works. How dare you? Okay.
Let's see here. Let's Plays, that's just a big general one. Ship Frames, that's your Star Wars stuff. Fate Extella, Star Wars Legion. Fate Grand Order. Life is Strange. X-Wing, Thweems. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. K&K reviews. Anime Power. Okami. Okami's nice.
I should probably go back and finish that sometimes. I streamed a lot of it.
We have specials.
We should get rid of that. We might want to get rid of those specials too.
Hang on, let me see here. What's in here?
Like, I think it's just mostly like, well, I mean, it's got like live episodes and guest appearances, but most of those videos are popular anyway. I don't actually know.
Let's see here. Yeah,
Alright, that's another test video that needs to go away.
Yeah, I'll get rid of these ones, I guess. Well, actually, let me take a peek here. Actually, rolling videos seem to actually do okay. Let's see here. You got like 500 rolling for Sanzo. You got like 300 rolling for Angamanu. Got 250-ish for rolling for Jalter.
Yeah, those are all old live streams too. That should probably stay.
I'm gonna stay. But this fucking 200 subscriber scratch show Fate Apocrypha Watch Along, which has 80 for reviews, can probably go.
I think I still got the OG of that somewhere anyway. You can trash it. It was an interesting concept, but I think our current idea of doing live shows at sub milestones is better. Like, we might still do some special videos at certain milestones, but just like, oh, hey, we have like 3,000 subscribers. Let's do a live episode. Let's talk to the people. That seems to go over a lot better.
Maybe we'll do some like private thing, because I've been playing around with the idea of maybe I need to get a Blu-ray fucking player because my fucking computer doesn't have a goddamn disk drive.
Rip.
But playing an idea of like maybe popping into Heaven's Feel movies and just streaming it like privately.
Yeah, like over Discord. We can also do sync ups and do like members only stuff. I know that some of the VTubers do that when they do certain things, is they do members only. They'll unmembers only them later so you can watch the archive, but like they coordinate watch-alongs or their kind of private streams with memberships. Not that we don't want to go too ham on memberships, because obviously that'll drive people away, but it is a feature we like, and we do have a few members, so we would like to occasionally do nice things for them.
We like you.
We appreciate you. And also, that's one of the few sources of revenue that's not chaotic. It's pretty static. Because sometimes YouTube is weird about ad rev.
And where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeetus. I feel like maybe we in some stuff we should on Twitter. Maybe we should just occasionally just make a joke and post a fucking YouTube playlist. But hey, check this out, watch it.
Yeah, probably. I've done that a few times with hey, remember when we did this? Actually, you know what? We should do that with Storytime. We should post a link to Storytime. Hey, remember when I did this? Let me see if I can. Well, playlists luckily pop out, so that's pretty easy. Even though I'm scrolling back through videos. Gosh, Wanted Raiko, 770 views. What's wrong with you people? Appreciate Mama Raiko more.
Well, let's see here. Okay. So,
hey, it happens sometimes with a disk drive.
Yeah.
I'm actually not 100% sure my machine was supposed to come with, but I think they stuck it in the model anyway. There was a debate there. I appreciate it, though, because I can't actually watch movie films, because I do own some Blu-rays and DVDs.
Honestly, I usually watch, Blu-ray, I have a fucking PS4. I can just watch Blu-rays on that, but it's just
Sony.
Good job, Sony.
Okay.
But all right, yeah, no, fucking.
Is this the?
I'm looking at it, and I think most of my agenda's gone.
Hey, it's good. Sometimes you got to do these things.
Yeah.
All right, so share on Twitter.
And it's like we have our big catch-alls of like we have Star Wars, and then we have Let's Talk, but then we also have actual plays, and then we have like Fate Grand Order. Our Fate Grand Order playlist, by the way, has 371 videos. Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, that's literally anything I ever say that's got FGO in it. It gets auto-sorted in there. And I'm like, fuck it. It must work, because I think the front videos on some of those playlists get a lot of views, so people do start on playlists.
Let's see, we got Legend of the Five Rings, we have Teach Me Omega Sensei, so people can just auto go to those. Fate Extella, Let's Plays, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, Tabletop Simulator, Final Fantasy 12, Ace Combat, Death Stranding, Eclipse Phase, Soma.
I don't even know if Ace Combat's only like 3 streams. I don't know if that actually needs to be a playlist.
Which one?
Ace Combat. Like, I mean, it's in order. I don't know. That's a thing to ask people. Do you care about, like, how do you use playlists? Do you use playlists at all? How would you like playlists organized?
Yeah.
Let us know. We might trim out some more playlists that are small.
But let's see, Resident Evil 4, Fear, Mages of War, Shovel Knight, Stardew Valley live streams, Extella Link, X-Wing, Let's Test, Valkyria Chronicles, Storytime, Okami, Lucky Plays.
Actually, that's a good point.
What's in
Lucky? Did you say Let's Test as a playlist?
Yeah.
Are there any videos left in it?
Let me check. View full playlist. Yeah.
Interesting.
There are, let's see here. Let's say Fast Grand Order again. BLHJC testing stream.
Oh, yeah, I played some Borderlands. I haven't looked at
Handsome Jack Collection. Okay, that's what it stands for.
Handsome Jack Collection. We'll look at this playlist.
Well, hang on, let me clean this up actually a little bit then. Yep, okay. Then swap 4. Remove this playlist.
I've made a tweet about story time.
Yay! Hope you're enjoying this week's What's Up, where we just talk about spring cleaning. Hey, this is what you do. Put your speaker on, clean up your own room.
All right. Now, there's a few videos on here. We can probably leave this in. I will trim out the ones that I don't like.
I'm gonna get rid of this Lucky Plays one because the only thing left in it is fucking BioShock. So, and that.
Yeah, that was a playlist when there were a lot more videos in that setup.
Yep. Now they're gone.
Again, we've definitely over the years, and yeah, we've been doing this for years. We've done some concept drift. Like, we started talking about improvement and stuff, and it's interesting to think about. Have we necessarily improved? Maybe, maybe not. It's really hard to tell sometimes, right, what improvement means. We've definitely, though, spent a decent amount of time finding our vibe and finding what works, and sometimes this is one of those things as a creator, right, you have to come to accept. Sometimes what you like in other people is not what people want from you or what you're good at.
Yeah.
Which can be a little weird sometimes, but it's how we are. All right, you know what? Let's remove the Borderlands stream from there. I will make the Red Dragon Inn one the playlist thumbnail instead. We really should. We talked a lot about recording more TTS, but we've also slowed down on that.
You never know when Lucky might start trying to fight somebody.
Yeah, no, and just even without the fighting, it's a mixed bag sometimes. Like, getting people together, especially because we usually have to involve fans for that. Like, it's not like I can demand professionalism from our community, even if I'm... Like, there's a decent number of people in the community that I think I would say I'm friends with. I see them outside of a work context, basically. But there's definitely like an aspect there of like, yeah, no, I don't know if it really works. Now, hold on a minute, playlist. I have definitely removed these videos that are deleted. Why are they back?
Try refreshing.
Let me make sure they save. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, I feel that we have condensed.
Yeah, and I'm still skimming some stuff. I might still trim out some other individual things. But okay, let's see. How long did that take? Okay, that went for about an hour.
All right, well,
over 2 hours.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, Omega told me that we can probably go up to like maybe 8 hours before YouTube is gonna be like, okay, maybe you guys shouldn't.
No, not even YouTube. That's the Patreon audio limit. Because, hey, so Patreon upgraded everybody. But for us specifically, this was an upgrade because this was a legit concern. They went from, I think it was 200 megabytes, which was a lie. It wasn't actually 200, to 512. I still have the audio for it, so let me actually double check the size there. So we recorded a What's Up that, after editing and compressing and all that, clocked in at 5 hours and 20 minutes. That was fitting enough for a record setter. That was What's Up 110. But that is 300,077 kilobytes, which is, I think that's about that's about that many megabytes if I'm remembering how to do math right with decimals. So it's about 377 megabytes flat. So that means that we still have like 120, 150 maybe megabytes left. So I'm like, gosh, I don't know. That's at least 6 hours, probably more like 7 or 8. So I don't know, but we should not run that long. One, because I haven't had dinner before we did this episode this time, so I will definitely like pass out if we go that long. Let's see, what do we got? Let me just scroll through the stuff. I'm gonna get rid of the half an AP for Sky of Hope. Rip it.
Oh,
you want to keep it?
No. I'm more on Sky of Hope.
Yeah.
I still have I still have Sky of Hope literally fucking pinned to my bookmark.
Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, we might again. Some of this is just because we're doing one campaign now. You know, we don't know what we're doing next for sure. So we might go back there. But it was a sad one that definitely did a little bit of a die through technical difficulties. Our constant curse. But I'll trim that one out. Even though we're removing some stuff, it's still also good to just go back here and look at some of these things and see, oh yeah, we did do that. We did do some stuff there. Some of this is fun. Did I only do one of that? I should get rid of that one. Oh no.
I'm sorry, I'm just like I'm looking at my fear streams. It's like Lucky streams, the second one. Lucky streams Fear 2. It's Pointman Day every day. Lucky streams Fear 2. 3. Pointman wants his drugs.
And somehow I'm pretty sure those streams are all still monetized.
Yeah.
Or if they're not, it's because of music.
Number 4, New Pointman Who Dis.
Yeah. You had a lot of fun streaming Fear, buddy.
Oh, I did. Actually, let me. I'm like, let's see. That's 120 views. That's meh. 89 views, also meh. 61 views, meh.
I think Fear is a playlist. We could probably, speaking of randomly pimping stuff on Twitter and things, or our YouTube community page, which gets a decent amount of action. That's something we should do occasionally. Be like, hey, remember when Lucky played all 3 Fear games, one after the other?
Let's see here. Resident Evil.
Because obviously, we do have positive subgrowth. Like, it's been a little bit slower this month, but still existent, you know?
Oh, my Resident Evil 4 did a little bit better.
RE4 is popular. Not everybody remembers Fear. Because let's be real, Fear 3 wasn't that great. And it kind of went out a little on the low side. But,
Fear 2 was the bestest.
But yeah, there's definitely a thing where, like, you know, we could be like, hey, do you remember stuff? Because we have had subgrowth, so obviously we've had people who've seen our channel for the first time and been like, oh, I'll sub to those guys. Or they've watched a few videos and been like, oh yeah, those guys, I'll sub to them. They do this regularly, you know, which is something that drives me to subbing to a new YouTube account when I see them. It's like, okay, so this person does videos I like, they're still doing them consistently, and I want to actually know when they do new videos. And occasionally I'll be stubborn about not subbing to people. I'm like, nah, I don't know if I want to be flooded by these people's videos, but not everybody floods videos, you know? Okay, now we're in the Extella era, so that's probably all fine. I'll leave all that stuff up.
Oh god, I gotta go punch a fire flower. I don't want to go punch a fire flower, but I gotta go punch a fire flower.
Valkyria Chronicles 4 Let's Plays.
Did I stream that?
I don't think you ever streamed... You might have streamed it. I definitely did like a stream. It was silent, but I streamed the OG VC. I don't know if you ever streamed 4. Because I happen to have the timing, and I did some long-ass Let's Plays.
Okay, then it's probably yours, then. I probably played off-screen, then.
You can watch the views slowly peter out as the soul leaves my body. I don't know. Like, that's when I starting to get in a little apeshit. Well, even more so than Extella. Like, I started to do some weird stuff with thumbnails and different edits. And I think that's good quality microphones, so I should probably leave those up, even if... Because that's the weird thing, right? Like, we talked about comparing them. Like, some of these are like, oh yeah, no, that's got like 30-something, that's low. But others are like, oh, that's got like 100, that's got like 50, that's got like 70-something. Like, some of these got some decent hits, and they do kind of trickle down, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like necessarily throwing them out just yet. Here's all the story times.
That's fair. It's super fair. You literally make me clear this entire fucking thing. You motherfucker. Oh, whatever. Got my Leifang. Another!
Scrolling through, seeing chaotic stuff. Definitely some swingy videos. Okay, hold on. I gotta check the analytics on this. Mages of War Kelbalon campaign has like 500 views. When and how?
And
11 views in the last 28 days. And 1.5 watch time in hours. That's average, obviously. 11 views. Lucky, we've made 3 cents on Alkelbalon campaign number 1 in the past 28 days. Wild. Show me the lifetime views. Yeah, no, we got some decent stuff on that. Obviously, it's trickled, but man, damn.
Like APs are one of those things. I'm like, they don't do well, but it is it's basically a recording of our antics for posterity.
Yeah,
like, no,
literally, what happens when we start an AP is I loop my audio like I do when we record a podcast. I fire it up. I read a very rapid, truncated version of the Patreon blurb, except for last week, which the audio isn't out, but you'll see it, where I was literally, like, I think I got like 5 hours of sleep after the Dresden thing. I think that episode was recorded longer than I slept that day. And so I was a little weird, and I was just like, I just can't even right now, guys. You know who you are. We love you. Goodbye. And then I usually remember at the end of the recording, the end of the session, before I cut the mics, to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's it. That's the only difference I make to make them into videos. The rest is just, like, occasionally I'll pause if I have to step away and there's not any table talk going on, but also I could just edit that out. So it's again, effort to value, it's so, like, the effort required, so small. And we do them anyway, is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And I wish they would pop more, but I get that they're niche, right? And we're not a Critical Role. We're not a high-end production level of this. Maybe someday, because we do love tabletop games.
We do.
But for now, they're a little lo-fi. And we've asked people if they would watch them more if they popped a little bit more. We never really got any feedback on that, I don't think. Yeah, Axe is talking about it. Like, yeah, I know, the production are minimal, but also a lot of people listen to just audio-only APs. Though obviously that's a Patreon feature right now. But at the same time, we never really, like, nobody said, oh, I checked out an AP and then stopped because you don't have any production value. It's kind of weird. Well, also, yeah, I love Critical Role, but fuck Critical Role for making people think that's how people play D&D. That's something I don't know if they emphasize enough anymore on their show. Because, like, Matt Mercer begins it every week by saying a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors get around and play D&D. He does not yet, or at least I haven't. I'm not fully caught up. He doesn't add in our, multiple hundreds of thousands or $1 million studio with miniatures and stuff. And fucking fog machine and whatnot. And
honestly, for the APs, the only thing I feel like I want to add is I just want to add our Discord chat so people can see roles.
Yeah, no, like seeing our roles, because we usually read out the roles, but yeah, seeing our roles, seeing Loth's incessant table chatter, basically, the gifs.
And honestly, sometimes just the conversations we have on the sly. We make jokes.
Mm-hmm. We should probably just do one of those as a beta test and see what happens.
I can do, I tested it, I can do it, it's just, the problem is I record the video and audio as one, and I wouldn't be able to do any truncates or audio balancing, that's the thing.
Yeah, that would require one of us to, like, nut up and sync a video to an audio, and that would require real work, which might be very complex, because we'll be recording for, like, 4 hours. We talk about experimenting. We could do both. Like, we could have me do it my way as the lo-fi, and then do the chat log version.
Yeah, we could do that. I can just I can literally just capture it on OBS, not OSP.
OBS is great, guys. It's a great software. I'm starting to finally learn how to do it better. I haven't really had any call for it. I do want to figure out how to do, like, I need to set up my own ticker tape if I want to, but I haven't had any streams where it was really a big deal yet. Yeah, I did arrange myself a blocker for when we play Among Us, so I can stream Among Us and hide the room code. Sometimes I forget to take it down. But it's so you can't get in my rooms. Because I already have more people than fit in an Among Us room in my fucking Discord trying to get in. I don't need stream randos. Which I don't think we got. Though we might have. I think there might have been somebody who, like, saw for a split second when I activated the room code and had to kick out a stream sniper. Well, I don't even know if you really call it stream sniping, but somebody who was clearly watching but was not in Discord. Luckily, it is pretty easy to yeet people.
Yeetus McGeetus.
I've been scrolling through for a while. I'm not really seeing any other videos that I'm upset about. I should look back at old live streams, though. I've been looking through video uploads. But alright, that's our spring cleaning.
Yay!
I should call this episode... I was going to think about calling it Existential Dread. I should call it Existential Spring Cleaning. Maybe people will wonder, why is it called Spring Cleaning in October?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, sweet. I made it to 1.3 million. Trial again! Take that, Kasumi.
Oh! Right. Not that you were talking about Genshin, but you said Kasumi, so I assume you were talking about Destiny Child?
Yeah.
You also, that was another thing you came preloaded with, though. We forgot about it. Genshin stuff. You want to talk about Gacha a little bit and Genshin Impact specifically?
Yeah, I can talk about Genshin Impact. Okay,
let's do that and wrap up. We've baited the hook.
So, Lucky was like leaning back a little bit here. I might oh god, Lucky's got to remember to stay up on his mic. And this is something else that gives me the fucking agita is because I move around the fucking mic a lot. Sometimes my audio is fucking always fucking weird.
Yeah, I know. I've gotten some of that in some other videos, and I'm like, okay, I can try and remember. I think I got spicy in a follow-up video where he's like, okay, guys, I'll try to remember to keep on my microphone, but sometimes I move my head, and then my audio does weird things. Like, I'm emoting, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Maybe it would make more sense if we had webcams, but you don't want to see us, guys. We've been quarantined for 6 months. You don't want to see us. Like, that's an excuse for me, and I'm not just always looking like that.
Yeah, so... talking about Genshin Impact, Lucky's gonna make a bit of a spicy take here because I've seen Genshin Impact is still in the sphere of consciousness that is news outlets right now, and a lot of people are reporting on things. And
yes,
one of the things,
like we said, it's basically at least a single A gacha game, so like it's popping.
But here's the thing: when things get into that sphere of consciousness, people usually start picking on the negative things, or they start hoisting their flag of "give me more stuff." With Genshin Impact, this is most often seen in the resin system. Basically, the resin system is your in-game stamina. You get 120, and with it recharges at 1 per 8 minutes, and you can do a variety of things of it. For 20 a pop, you can either activate a Blossom, which gives you some goodies, or a Domain. For 40, you can fight an Elite boss. For 60, you can fight one of the weekly bosses. There's only 2 of them in game at the moment. Now, a lot of people, well, actually, I'm not even going to say that. Some people, on an X amount of people, but a vocal amount of people have been often complaining about how they feel 120 stamina isn't enough to do shit. And their reasons are usually being they don't have enough to get stuff done. Now, I'm a little confused because some of these people I do know actually play other gacha games, and I'm pretty sure some of them maybe have not played a gacha game of this like any type before.
Oh yeah, no. When you talk about like I've seen some mainstream YouTube outlets talking about Genshin, which is weird because they never talk about like FGO before. I don't think I've ever heard them mention like Grand Blue or the other big names. It's a little weird, right?
It's a little weird.
So they seem a little flummoxed by some of the mechanics that we, as arguably primarily a gacha-based channel, are like, yeah, I know that tracks. Like, okay, their stamina res is a little low, but it's a system, right?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even say it's a little low. So, okay, we get 120. We get 120. I want you to fucking compare here. Omega, how much sanity do you have in Arknights right now? Well, not right now.
Yeah, okay. My cap in Arknights is like, was it like 200? 180? I don't know what the cap is.
It can't be that high. Hang on.
Is it 120 itself? I don't know. Arknights is weird because you can preload, and I still buy monthly passes. So right now, I'm pretty sure I have like 900 something sanity.
Yeah, no, well, I think
recharge cap is like, is it between like 100 and 150?
I think mine's like 126 right now.
Okay, so mine's probably like 120-ish then. Okay, I'm like,
yeah.
I think there's a 2 in there somewhere, me.
Yeah, so, that's, and me, I'm at like rank like 70 something. So I put a fair amount of that amount into that. So me having done that, put a fair amount of in it, only have 120. With that 120-ish, I can do maybe 4 maps at once. And that's it. And then I have to sit and wait. All right?
True. Though, it is important to note that Arknights, because Arknights is actually a really well-designed gacha game, like everything else, they have ways around this. Their stamina potion system, like, means that you usually have way more stamina than that all the time, basically, without necessarily doing what Genshin does, which I think you can... Actually, wait, no. You can use Primogens directly to refill resin?
Yes. You get... There's your standard region item, and then you can spend Primogen, yes.
Okay. So you can print Primogen, which is non-premium currency, to do stamina, much like how you could theoretically spend Sync Quartzes to do AP refills.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Also, yes, Perseus, they say they are going to be increasing the cap.
Which, like I said, I think, because, like, Axe brought this up, some of the thing is that it doesn't increase ever, right? Like, you don't start at, like, 100 and go to 120.
Yeah.
It's flat. So, like, I think, like, if they're going to keep it flat, a small buff to, like, 160, that's okay. Like,
no, I'm not going to complain about it.
playing the game maybe more frequently than they thought they would, right?
Yeah. But like I said, I'm going with more comparisons. Like fucking FGO.
FGO is absolutely.
Yeah,
what are the? I think all the raids are 40 AP. The highest you can go is like 130. You can do it like 4 times, and then you have to spend an apple.
Yeah. And people usually don't complain about this because, guess what? They have been stockpiling apples for fucking years. They have plenty of AP recharging items.
Or if you're not stockpiling, like, I think FGO's, like, occasionally they do start dash campaigns, but just in general, FGO has a system where if you're new, you'll get a decent stock of apples right away.
Well, like, here's the thing. Again, Genshin has just started. There hasn't been an opportunity for people to stockpile. Like, that's what people seem to, constantly be forgetting. It's like, you get fucking the moons at a semi-regular basis. Like, I think I have like 12. I just haven't spent them all yet, you know?
Yeah, I've got a few moons. The moon is the instant, like, okay, guys, I'm gonna be partially useless in this conversation. I play Genshin. I try to log in every day, do daily stuff like that. I'm not very serious about it. But I like it enough to get in there and do the stuff. So, like, some of this shit, I'm like, I've never actually needed to, like, go full ham on a refill of resin. But I probably will at some point. Like, today, before we started rolling, I was complaining I got, shit, I forgot his name already. Water Sword Boy. You know who it is.
Something.
Something yeah. And I immediately wanted to be like, oh, he was cool in the trial. I want to level him up. And then it was like, oh, I am completely out of EXPs, and I got him to level 20. That's helpful right now. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, no, there's definitely a little bit of a gap. So I might start doing my catch-up.
Yeah. It's like, people don't seem to say it. And Gacha, like, here's the thing. Gacha games, which ultimately Genshin is, it's an action-adventure gacha game, want you to spend time in this game. And they want you to sometimes take your fucking time because they want to draw your experience. And I'm starting to notice that people don't, like,
honestly,
people don't want...
You know what? This is... The action-adventure elements are probably what is making it weird, right?
Yeah, because here's the thing, like, the fragile resin never really bugs me because, oh, I'm out of resin. Well, let me go just run around, hunt treasure chests. Let me go find shit. Like, I usually find something other to do, like, in the meantime, like, fuck. Like, what I've been doing most of the day, I've been trying to find, local, specialties, because I need fucking house shrooms. That's not what they're called, but that's what I fucking call them.
They're fucking mushrooms that grow in houses, I know. Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to ascend Barbara and Clee.
Yeah, no, I had to do that for Barbara. Because I got like 6 fucking Barbara. Anyway. Yeah, you hunt for mats. Because that's literally the only way to get some of those things. You need, I don't have a gene, but one of our other members was talking about leveling his gene. And he was like, yeah, I need to go hunt down some dandelions. Yeah. Because that's just how Genshin Impact works.
Like, there's a lot of gacha games where your life's blood is your stamina meter. And Genshin Impact is like, no, you can still go do plenty of other fucking shit. But for some odd reason, people just can't get off the fucking bandwagon. It's like, I can't do anything in this game. I have no resin. I'm just all like, what are you doing?
Honestly, this might be because it's a paradigm shift. Like, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, I bet people are trying to treat this like an MMO. Where, like, there would be people pooping in socks to play WoW, right? Like, you would be playing WoW raids and you'd be up for 16 hours a day, right? Like, are people treating this as the wrong type of game? Because no, gacha games usually go on your phone or tablet. Some have PC ports that you can switch between, right? And obviously emulators. But hey, like we talked about this earlier, Destiny's Child. That game's on your phone. The game basically plays itself. You can play it on your own, but you can also have it play yourself. It's perfect for you because you're working now, and you can literally have it run on your phone, and then when you take a break or whatever, go to the bathroom, whatever you do, you can pop your phone out, look at it. Oh, hey, I got something cool. All right. Maybe manually input some stuff, set up the auto, go off again, go back to work, right? Ideal strategy.
And Axe, this is what you're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. People just want to do everything fucking immediately. They don't want to take their time. They don't want to spread it out. It's like, no, I must do it all right now. Right fucking now. I have to do it now. If I have to wait till tomorrow, I will fucking die.
But yeah, it's definitely I'm wondering if it's maybe because people are, like, thinking about the game differently.
I will say, like, occasionally I do get, like, is this an MMO? I'm like, wait, no, it's not. It's not an MMO. Technically, this is not an MMO.
It's not really. And no. I can see why, like, a lot of people are now talking about, oh, but if resin hurts you in co-op. Yeah, probably it does, but I think the game's not necessarily meant to be played co-op. That's like a bonus thing you do. It's cool that it does it, but it's not required.
Like, I will say, I will feel like, the resin system to me, personally, I'm fine with. Like, well, no, I take that back. I'm not fine with it. Like, fucking 8 minutes for one recharge. I'm like, why? That makes no goddamn sense.
Well, also, and they just somebody else did a good point. You only get half back when you spend a moon, right?
Yeah, I know. But 60 is still, you can still do.
I mean, that's still decent, but
yeah, but no,
like a lot of others are usually like a full refill or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but like I said, 8 minutes for a recharge. That's fucking dumb. Like I will
FGOs?
fucking.
Is it 5 minutes for one?
Yeah, no standard. In most games, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
5
why,
to 1
like,
is a usual ratio. 8's a little
usually,
for a game, especially that you're playing on a console or a PC. Probably, like I've heard that like somehow the PS4 port specifically is the unoptimized one, which is really weird to me. But MiHoYo is primarily a phone company, so I can kind of understand that. But like, I still don't know how you play this game on phones, right?
I played it. It is doable. Like,
yeah,
I,
I'm
like,
sure.
I tried it on all three.
It just feels. The concept feels weird to me.
Mm.
How like you said it was doable. How did you feel about it though? Did you feel like that was the best way to play on your phone?
My phone got real warm real quick.
Yeah, no, it's probably this game works best like on PC, like literally works best on PC or a gaming tablet, and kind of tangentially works on like a console or phone setup. Which means you're going to be sitting down and investing some time in it. So yeah, the fact that recharges take longer is weird.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to like tab out and do something else? I don't know.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the fact that they're raising the cap so soon is, I feel like, and guys, sometimes you have to let developers, creatives come to this conclusion on their own. We had a huge conversation about this. Sometimes I don't know if MiHoYo knows exactly what they want to do with this game either. Right?
Yeah, no, they've literally done 2 surveys already.
Yeah,
they're trying to get about a lot of feedback.
And I think that's why they're raising the resin cap, because at least on our server, I'm pretty sure everybody is like, I'd like not necessarily demanding, but usually those elements were like, I'd like adventure rank to raise maybe a little faster, and I'd like some more resin. Like that's why
they're raising the fucking cap and things, so people can do it in just their one big block, but you have to have a limit. You just can't like.
No, and that's like I said, that's the thing that I think people aren't getting. With these games, unless you're a Giga Whale, you're not supposed to play these games all the time, right? You're supposed to check them in, do some stuff, maybe plan out a day or two on your weekend or whatever, your break day, your cheat day, where you take it pretty seriously, and you're supposed to be able to play them casually while you do other stuff. And while Genshin is kind of formatted differently, it still follows the gacha formula very strongly. Which is probably why we're getting this weird response in the news, right? Because all these casuals and secondaries, right? They don't know the pain we've seen. And to its credit, like Ax just brought up, it feels like a normal ass RPG most of the time.
Yeah, it does.
And I love that. I love that about it. I love those elements, but it definitely still has those gacha roots, which is kind of like weird. Yeah, but then it probably wouldn't have been free or something. Like it would need some.
Lucky's second bit, though, that he definitely does not like about the game, fucking the rates are garbage, and the money to currency exchange, it fucking sucks.
Oh, Perseus, yeah, nope, there it was. Somebody's made that meme edit. So for the people who can't read our chat, Perseus was like, somebody else, basically, them, 0.6 drop rates, and he's like, first time, like the meme of the gallows guy. First time up here? Nope, yeah, we know that pain.
Oh, yeah.
Like, holy shit, Genshin managed to have a worse SSR rate than FGO, which is the game that was known for having the shittiest SSR rate that was popular, right?
Yeah, I think the only other game that I know that had worse rate was the SMT Gacha game. I think that had pretty shit rates, but I never played it, and I don't think I ever really got into the Sphere's consciousness. No,
and it was all, like, I'm pretty sure the SMT game was definitely for SMT people. Like, a lot of those franchise-based gacha games are for franchise people, right? You don't play the Bleach gacha game because it's good. You play it because it's the Bleach gacha game, and it's holy shit. TJ Kubo's still drawing art for this thing. Holy cow! Like you don't play the Dragon Ball Z gacha game, unless you're some kind of nerd who's like, yes, give me Super Saiyan 4, Gohan. Yeah, actually, by the way, I'm pretty sure at least one of the versions of the gacha style card game that DBZ has is all about those weird alternate universes and shit. Because they know it. They understand their audience. I don't know if Akira Toriyama understands his audience. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, that's a question for a different time. But yeah, like it's interesting to see this thing kind of percolate. There are definitely, I think we've talked about this before in context of something else. I can't remember what. There's definitely, you get these weird moments when something like peaks outside of its normal circle. and gets people's attention, and people are like, what the fuck is happening here? And sometimes it sticks, and like it catches on in the wider consciousness, and other times it doesn't go well.
So like, this is what I want to say to who like the 200 people who listen to this. If you play Genshin, calm the fuck down. Like enjoy the moment and don't be so concerned about getting your big ass numbers for big ass damage.
Well, yeah, actually, that's a good point, right? We should presume, because the game's not. That's the thing. Like Axe said, oh, if it was just a normal RPG game, I'd play it. This isn't structured like that, though, because it's missing bits. It has the classic gacha setup where, like, oh, the story's going to roll out in chapters as we go, right? Yeah. And then the fact that you play the game and buy premium currency and buy your battle pass and whatever, you buy the starter pack, all that shit, you know, the usual stuff, will basically fund us to not only keep the servers on, like MMOs, which are usually sub-based or sub-and microtransaction or just microtransaction, whatever based, right? Not only will that continue for us to pay for to leave the servers on, but it also pay for us to add more characters and more story, more quests, more zones, etc. Because we can only go to Animo and Geo right now. And as far as I know, like the 1.1 doesn't talk about that at all. Like it sounds like
I think they did. I think they're talking
about a new zone. Okay, well I'm excited. Like that'd be good if they immediately. I might have to catch up on start doing some main story shit. Because I'm finished with the prologue in Animo. I haven't started any of the main story quests for the Geo Zone, even though I've explored it already. Right? But
it's in Christmas when we get it?
Okay, Christmas. Ooh, we're going into Cryo already? Ooh, I thought Cryo would be like the end, but
I thought it was 1.1 we were getting a new land. I could have been wrong.
Sometimes it's confusing. Yeah, also, like sometimes we're getting like there's like 2 stages to this process, right, Lucky? Because Genshin Impact MiHoYo is a Chinese company, and it's released in multiple regions, so there's usually the initial wave of, like, somebody posts something in fucking Chinese, Moonspeak, one of those 4 Chinese languages. I'm kidding. There are actually quite a few, though. But they post in one of those languages, and somebody on Twitter is like, translation of this post, this stuff. And then it trickles out to Global Genshin, or Genshin in English, whatever, actually post the official, and maybe those things are split up. Like, who knows? You could have seen somebody translate, like, 2 posts about the next updates, and thought they were one update, for all we know.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, like I said, Lucky, not fussed about the fucking resin. You shouldn't be here. Calm down, relax, run around with your characters, and enjoy them. But I will say, 8 minutes, too fucking long. Bring it down to 5. I can agree with everyone on that. And fix your fucking rates and your fucking currency system. Lucky, oh god, like
I haven't spent any money, but I think as a pure FTP, I have probably rolled about as frequently as you can roll in this game. I still don't have a 5-star.
Lucky spent the money on the fucking $99 pack because Klee came out, and I wanted me a goddamn fire lolly.
Klee seems great because I do love that they have trial quests for everybody. By the way, yes. Love that feature. I think I liked all of the new units.
Hang on. And the fucking was it Crystal Top? Up here it is.
Why did I call this a spooky Jackbox stream in February 26th? Sorry, I'm still scrolling back through live streams now. We should stream more Jackbox.
We'll probably do that.
Maybe next month I'll buy Jackbox 7 on like my PS4 or something. Or PC. Doesn't really matter.
I don't remember if the fucking bonus comes extra. But yeah, at the $99 fucking level, you can only do like fucking 5-10 spins.
Ooh, that's not good.
No.
How many quartz do you get for an 80 pack again? I'm trying to remember.
It's like 100 and... You can do like 5 and some change.
Yeah, 4 or 5 pulls. No, that's pretty good for less money. Yeah.
Well, actually, wait, am I dumb? I could be dumb, actually, here. It could be 6. I might be doing math wrong.
Alright, Tsuna is saying it's about 5.
Yeah.
It might be. Still, that's for 5, you're still getting, like, less for the pack size. It's a little weird.
Yeah, no, so... They need to dial back on their prices a little bit, or give you a wee bit more. Because yeah, it's a 1,600 a pop. You already have low rates. It's like, no, give me a couple, give me like 1,000 or so more. Because like I've bought all the packs that give you the free double, and I'm just like, yeah, nah, I'm like, no, don't. This does not spark joy. Let's see here. We have it's not like, yeah, okay. I'm looking at prices right now. So overall, it looks like you get a little bit less than what FGO would give you, but you have to pay like $10 more.
Mm-hmm. And keeping in mind, like we said, FGO's SSR rate is almost double.
Yeah. Oh, 1.2. New area. Okay, cool. Iron Dragon Spine. I could have. What was going to happen in 1.1 though? Then
1.1 is obviously the stamina raise, the other thing. What was it? Fuck, I don't remember. I gotta scroll back. I gotta scroll back past Taiho and Rune Mew, Danger Zone, to somewhere in here. It was definitely posted in Gacha Games, but Gacha Games is hell. Both literally Gacha Games are hell, but also figuratively, our channel Gacha Games is hell because we have a lot of people in here talking about a lot of things.
Oh, we get a reputation system.
Interesting.
On board with this.
I'm sure somebody found it before I managed to scroll back up. Oh, that's right. We got some leaks. Got some interesting stuff. Actually, those leaks are relevant. Because I think last time we talked about Genshin, we were like, we were talking about how are they going to do a Dendro thing, and apparently they are. There's a Dendro character coming. Okay. This is somebody summarizing it, but supposedly 1.1 decreases max resin increase to 160, decrease resin requirement in Battle Pass from 1600 to 1200. You can do keybinds. Artifacts will be filtered based on attribute. There will be an item to teleport to waypoints, or to make teleport waypoints. I don't know. And they will change the icon on equipped gear to tell you what character it's equipped to right there from visual.
Oh, that's super useful.
So yeah, it looks like it's all quality of life stuff, which is good. Appreciate it, especially very fast. Like, this game's been out, I think still less than a month?
Yeah.
A month? And they've already got a 1.1 full of presumably demanded, because like we said, they ran a couple surveys, but in demand, quality of life.
Oh, wait, I actually need to go make money for Barbara, but I'm gonna go beat up this fire flower. I've been putting it off. Lucky he had to go to fucking World 4, because World 3, he realized he wasn't getting the good shit.
Yeah, to spice it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I also know some other things. I think they talk about, like, you're gonna get a jar that lets you carry the fucking wind spirits, so you can just make a fucking jump anywhere. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because height's a really important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I chuckled there because I'm still scrolling back through our streams. Hey, Lucky, did you remember you named your second Death Stranding stream Sub Wokeman?
Lucky, what are you thinking?
Sam, this is Sub Wokeman. You need to connect America to the dank nugs, Sam. God, I'm so glad we can still riff on fucking Death Stranding. It's been about a year. Oh. Nah, there's a lot of cutscenes and shit in Death Stranding. You did a decent job, but we still got a couple of pings, I think, for, like, cutscenes and stuff, and
yeah.
Also, like, there's really a lot of just fucking wandering through the woods. Not even the woods, the wilderness in general. That's right, I tried to stream Soma, and it did not go well. I think I still got that downloaded. That was called Asthma Jim. Lucky did his RE4 streams on that Halloween. Ooh, should we get some special thumbnails for those, though? I don't know, they've got good views, but two of your Resident Evil stream thumbnails are just black.
Oh, that's probably because of the fucking preview. It was probably somewhere on a black goddamn screen.
Yeah, let me see if I can, like, manually...
Oh, Barbara! Get it wet! Yeah, you done, son. You done.
That said, like YouTube has definitely been pushing us to schedule streams better. Like, that's how they're set up once, so I've started actually making thumbnails for streams now. Mm-hmm. I think that might help.
Oh, yeah.
That's a thing that's another one of those small things that was like, we just need to nut up and do those. There's Shovel Knight, there's Stardew Valley, love it. There's my Tropico 5 and Chill, it got demonetized. Let's get rid of that. Tropico's cool, but nobody watched it. Nobody cared.
Sorry if I'm a little distracted.
He's playing Genshin right now, that's okay.
I'm a little under level for this fire flower, but I have to fucking do it.
Hey, that's how it be.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in Genshin, like, that's the problem in a lot of stuff, is you're like, well, I just gotta do it.
I have to focus on not dying.
Well, if that's all your thoughts on Genshin, I don't think we have much else to say about it. Like, they're not really doing any... I think they've got some event ideas planned, but they're not really doing anything special yet. They're just kind of, like, figuring out the equilibrium, as it were.
Oh, god fucking damn it.
Like, even FGO had to do this. We got a lot of quality life in the stateside, but even FGO had to come out with its own, like, equilibrium. Like, you used to get one quartz frag per master mission.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing I keep thinking. People keep wanting things now. I'm like, dude, let them get some fucking data.
Right? Yeah, that's always the concern with games that are coming out like everywhere all at once. They don't have any fucking data. And honestly, gacha games have a lot of this piloting nature, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to kind of see this sort of thing work out. Like, because they got to work out the kinks, and they're gonna have kinks. Everything has kinks. Like, and this is the thing I see a lot with other stuff that gets me sassy pants. But a lot of people are super fucking entitled about like game design and perfection and stuff, and I'm like, I've talked about this before. I follow a decent number of tabletop like minis games and card games and stuff, and oh my god, people are so like, okay, there are legit complaints. God, I could start a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh podcast with like VAMPYR and somebody. Not that I'm gonna. I don't know if that would pilot well on our channel. I'm not ready for that yet. But like, there are legit complaints of game design sometimes. But there's also other stuff like with like, hey, we talk about Star Wars Legion, right? I do those videos pretty regularly. I like to do them. They're a little fun for me to stretch my legs with stuff and do formatting. And sometimes they do pretty well, and sometimes they don't. And that really depends on how the algorithm's working. But there are some gaps of news. And a lot of people are spicy about, like, supply, demand, announcements. Shit, they want everything right the fuck now. They want Fantasy Flight Games, who produces that game, to spoil everything right away so they can play it on TTS and test it out before it comes out for real. And like, oh man, these guys are like, I think somebody literally called their company like the EA of tabletop games, and I don't go off on them because I've gotten warned on FFG's forums for going off on people for being assholes about it. Ironically. I told somebody to go suck eggs once, and I got an official forum warning from it. But, like, that's the kind of thing that I'm just like, oh my god, what's wrong with you people? First of all, EA is not that bad. They could be better. They're bad about a lot of things, but they're not literally Satan.
It's corporate culture.
Yeah, and, like, EA has some wrong ideas about stuff, but it's not like they're literally evil trying to make bad things. They just have ideas that don't pan out sometimes, and honestly, like we said, talking about, like, marketing information, like, oh gee, why are they trying to make everything like FIFA? Well, it's because they made fucking so much money on FIFA. Naturally, they're like, hey, let's try and make this work for everything. Why doesn't this work for everything? They don't even know. You don't know either, right? But anyway, enough about the EA tangent. We've had that conversation before. But like, like, people are like, oh man, releases have been so slow, supply has been so weird, everything's fucked up with the shipping. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit, guys. It's 2020. Look outside. Hey, guess what? Everything this year has been delayed. I started saying this before COVID came over here. I'm like, because it started in China, and people were like, man, there's been a lot of shipping delays and weird stuff. And I'm like, gee, could it have anything to do with the super infectious disease that started in China, where a majority of our production and shipping is? Everybody's like, gosh, I can't believe they're not getting my plastic spaceman to me sooner. And the entitlement just it builds and builds until people start being absolutely ludicrous. And I'm like, okay, fine, sure, schadenfreude, catharsis, whatever. You gotta get it out. But then stop, please, for the love of God. Like, look at what you said and just think about your life. Like, everybody's in a bad way right now. Like, is there a person, place, or thing in the world right now in the year 2020 that's having a great time? If so, I want to meet them and maybe shake their hand. No, I don't want to do that. Social distancing. And like, we've still had some good things. Like, man, HoloLive's really blown up. Maybe they're having a good time. I don't know.
I'm not gonna take it away from them. You go, girls.
Hey, they're getting it. They're getting that cheddar. They're doing that hustle. I've watched some of their 9-man Among Us. It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
It's a little bit of the dead air, but they're finding their niches and stuff. It's still for a first attempt. Like, God, how did our first couple games of Among Us go? But like, it's still very good, and they have a good energy together. It's great. Like Ina catches Lammy killing somebody right in front of her, and she's like, Lammy did it, and everybody's just like, Lammy's just like, like you could hear her basically going like, basically the equivalent of, I'm Lammy, I'm baby, I couldn't do it, but not, because not everybody has a great grasp of English, and then everybody's just like, oh no, that sounds great, bye Lammy, and then there's just a pause to like, and then Lammy's just like, bye Lammy. Like, they got good energy together, but like, they're rolling up, but like, it's so weird for people to be like, and yes, I do think that some companies, some groups are making bad business decisions in the current climate. Like, I've complained that like, it's been fucking forever. Fantasy Flight still hasn't released the RPG PDF for the new Legend of the Five Rings book. Why? I don't know. I don't know what godly force is stopping them from doing it. Cause like, right now, digital releases, that should be number one priority for the safety and sanctity of your customers. But also, I understand, physical stores are having a rough time too. So you also maybe don't want to rush that. You want to make sure that those guys got your product first, and there's been some delays too. So like, even the stuff I'm upset about, I think there's a logic to.
Yeah.
And just like, why must you complain about everything? Oh. Sorry, I felt sad. I just was scrolling through the backlogs, and I'm like, oh, there's no views on these Okami streams.
Well, if it sparked joy, you can keep them, but...
I mean, they spark sadness right now. I don't know. I will leave them for now. I will only remove them if I'm actually going to redo Okami, which I could. I could do that now with our audience, and I've got a much better catch set up, but I will see if I have time for that yet, because streaming is a little time-consuming. But I will think about that one. If I was to do it again, much like what you're doing with Dead Space, I would, I would actually probably get rid of the old shit and start over. But okay,
anyway,
yeah.
What were we? What?
We were talking about just general entitlement stuff, and just how it's wacky and wild how people can get obsessed and so demanding right now over the smallest little nonsense things. Right? To wrap around to an earlier conversation, we're talking about, are we progressing in life? Are we building skills or talent or audience? Are we doing things that matter? And then there are people out here being like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't do one more world boss run in Genshin Impact. And obviously, some of these people probably have real shit to worry about too.
Oh yeah.
But it's still very funny to, always think about what's really important in your life first and foremost, for you especially. Like Lucky said, Lucky quoted somebody else telling him that he you have to save yourself. You got to think about what's important for you and yours first and work on that and do some real important shit. Like vote. Voting is important. I don't want to stress that enough. I'm seeing record voter turnout in the young voters, who I believe are technically our demographic. Well, if you didn't already vote, go vote in America, if you can vote. If you're not in America, don't vote in America. Don't do that. That's wrong. Never do that. Only villains do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm also going to say, if you didn't vote, don't at me with your fucking political views.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I'm not trying to tell you to vote for anybody. I think there's people you should vote for, but you can make up your own damn mind about who you want to vote for. I don't care. Just be part of the process. Don't fence sit. This is an Among Us problem. Literally, Among Us is about democracy in some sense. If you sit on the fence, you don't have a vote, which means shit happens that maybe you didn't want to happen. I've never seen it personally, but hey, Lucky, did you know that if a timer runs out on voting, that doesn't auto skip? Those votes are just lost.
Oh wow!
Which means you can yeet somebody with one vote. I saw it happen on a Team 4-star Among Us stream. Somebody got rando yeeted because they took up too much time, and I'm just like, there's democracy right there. You guys couldn't even vote to skip, let alone accuse somebody, and you got a rando yeeted for no reason. I think he might have still been guilty that round, but still, it's ludicrous, right?
Mm.
So, yeah, take part of the democratic process. Don't listen to anybody who tells you it doesn't matter. They are likely Russian or Iranian bots trying to subvert our democracy. News is wild, y'all. Anyway, okay. We talked about entitlement. We talked about spring cleaning.
I think that was my hard bullet point that I posted on Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like that was... I'm glad I remember the Genshin thing. We probably would have, but we might not have. Mm-hmm. We did get lost in the weeds a little. But yeah, I think that was all your preloaded bullet points. And like I said, I crammed whatever I did this week into the first 30 minutes.
So... With that, like I said, we pretty much talked about... Gacha overall. I mean, real talk, aside from fucking Genshin, there's not a lot going about.
I mean, Lucky, do you want to, yell loudly about Rune Mew?
What? Rune Mew?
Did you not see that? Yeah, no, we're getting new Mews.
Mew. I'm sorry. It took me a second to...
I know, it's weird. It's their fault. They're weird. But yeah, no, music
the Mew, I forgot that Mew, that fucking weird-ass U line is Mew, and it's a Muse thing. So when you said Rune Mew, I was like, I didn't separate it into rune and then the fair. Fucking symbol.
Music,
but
rune?
That is something that when it happens, I'm probably going to be a little bit more excited about. But for right now, they're just doing hey, guess what's coming? There's going to be fucking Taiho. There's going to be Illustrious, and there's going to be Rune. So you know how before we had all the small tits? Now it's going to be big tits.
Yeah, basically this is like Big Ship Danger Zone. Taiho. I think Baltimore was in there.
Yeah,
Baltimore. You mentioned Baltimore. Who's very popular. Baltimore is very popular in art.
Ah! Sorry, I fell off a cliff.
Hey, it happens. Those cliffs will get you. You think you're fine, but you're not fine.
No. It was literally it was a little grate with some plants over it. It was not fine. I thought I could stand on it. I couldn't. I went down. Thanks, my fucking invisible flying wings.
My licensed glider.
Yep. But so like I said, when that drops, there will be stories about rolling and maybe new story and all that stuff. But right now, it's just it's in the future.
Kind of same with Arknights. They're not doing anything right now. I I want to put more effort into the story, but I have not yet worked up the determination to do it because I want to do other stuff with my time. Like, it's not, I want to do it, but it's not urgent, right?
Oh, we got the new events next week for Global? Well, I said we'll talk about it next week then.
Yeah,
but heckin', for Arcanines, for me, my problem is I always want to like work on leveling characters, and as I said, I only got one pool of energy to pull from. So I could either do story or get stuff to level characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that's all I can do. Let's see here. No, I really don't have anything to talk about Destiny Child. I'm just, like I said, I'm putting a lot of time into it. Wait, shit, did I fucking... Oh, shit, I forgot. I temporarily forgot about it while I was fighting Fireflower. Hang on here. Can I try it again? No. Let's go. Gotta set this shit back up. Nah, I'm down to 5,000. I'll let it build back up a little bit. But, so actually, we'll close this. Close it all. Let my computer rest. And by rest, I mean just run one last thing. Like I said, Destiny Child has definitely got me into mood to maybe go simp for some Dead or Alive and have a good time. Let me know if you guys want Lucky to stream fucking the volleyball game on his Switch. He'll totally fucking do it. I might have to change.
The only problem we'll have is if there's thighs in it. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha.
Like, people have said that, like, boobs and cleavage get it, but, I mean, we put real icing in there. YouTube hasn't taken that thumbnail. But, like, we've only had weird responses to, like, the upper thigh area and occasionally the rear in certain angles. It's weird.
As a follower of odontology, this offends my sensibilities.
And also, who knows? Maybe if you played it, we could get Super Chat time going.
It's like, what girl do you want me? You want me to play? Super Chat me now. No, I'm not that predatory.
But we're not. Unless you want us to be. Do you want us? Is this like a weird BDSM relationship, audience? Do you want us to be meaner to you? Give me your fucking money. Like, I can do that. Actually, I don't know. I get my news from a channel, Philip DeFranco, a great guy. He's developed a system of engagement where he, at the start of every video, well, almost every video, he threatens to punch the viewers in the throat if they don't leave a like, and apparently it's working. So I don't know. I won't steal it, but we'll consider it.
Oh, those are all... Oh, wait, no, you're frozen. That's right. You're just gonna fucking... Oh, nope, you still died.
Gonna chill out. You know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Real talk. Lucky bullies a lot of people already. I do.
There's a little bit of bullying going on. Stuff happens.
Like, honestly, like... This is a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but I literally just purged my fucking friends list and Genshin Impact. Because... Like I said, this is the only time I really have time to like really sit down and do stuff. So I was like, hey, can someone help me with some stuff? And one person said, it's like, sorry, doing raids, gotta strike with the iron's hot. I looked at the fucking raids and it's like, we barely have put a dent into the bar. And I'm like, and me internally is going like, you can't take 10 minutes to fucking help me out and miss like 2 raids?
No, we must farm raid, Lucky.
We must farm raid. So I'm like, all right, clearly I don't need any of y'all because when I need you, you ain't gonna be there. So get the fuck out.
That's how that's how the friendless be sometimes. You don't think it'd be like that, but it do.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, probably overreaction on my part. I can admit that. But now that I've made the decision, I'm sticking fucking to it.
That's a very lucky thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta trim that stuff sometime. Like, I think I cleared out a couple of people on my FGO friends list because, like, Loth was asking, oh, hey, I'm not your friend on FGO. Can I get it? I'm like, hold on, let me check my list. And I found, like, oh, I've got some people who haven't logged in like 30 days who have, like, level 1 matches with no CEs. I think they can go. I'll make some room for my friends. But even then, I'm like, it's a little bit of the ego trip, but even then, I'm like, I'm not going to tell you my fucking friend code. It's the bottom of every Let's Talk FGO. You can find it. Don't you know who I am?
If they try to, if people add me again, I'll probably add them back. But at the same time,
well, that means
like,
they have
you
to take an
must come
interest
to
in
me
you,
now.
Lucky. You're playing hard to get.
Yeah.
They have to want to be your friend, not the other way
Mm-hmm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
Self-worth.
Tsundere.
I would
Sound
say
like
I want to be your friend, but honestly, I'm so chaotic with when I play Genshin Impact and when I do stuff. Like, I don't have any friends. I haven't hardly done any co-op. I need to, like, catch up to everybody anyway.
Honestly, Omega, you just get the free pass because you're my fucking partner in this.
Yeah. But, like, I'm not gonna, like, ask to be on your friends. It's kind of like, no, I'm fucking useless. I'm dead weight, buddy. I'll catch up to everybody. Like, at some point, the content will... Well, the content's already kind of plateaued, but sometime I'll plateau to the content. And then it'll be like, oh, I can hang out with people and occasionally do, like, a weekly boss or whatever. Let me actually check how FGO is doing, speaking of checking and things. How many raids are we? What's our raid bar at?
What is our raid bar at?
We're like a third gone.
Yeah. So
there's only 9.5 million battles left.
Again, so like, yeah, no, I will say like, Lucky's a little weird about friendship.
Well, friendship it's a two-way street, guys.
Yeah. Like, because I know for a fact that if someone's like, hey, I need help with this, and I was doing something that, wasn't life or death, I've been like, yeah, no, I can take a moment. Help you out. I can take a little bit of what's the word? Annoyance on myself, because, that's what friends do. You inconvenience them slightly.
Yeah. And that's the level of, like, real being friends versus we're part of a community.
Yeah.
Like, if your neighbor across the street you don't know well is like, hey, dog, you want to go do some raids or give me some sugar? You might be like, yeah, I guess I've got sugar, but you're not going to necessarily go out of your way. However, if that guy's in your community and he's like, oh my god, I'm being attacked by an axe murderer, like, you'd probably help out, but that's more urgent.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
But if your best friend calls you up and he's like, bro, I need sugar right the fuck now, and you're like, oh, geez, it's serious. I think I got some sugar. Hold on. Then you're probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck do you need sugar so bad for, bro?
Then it literally comes out, it's like, I need to cut some meth with it. And it's like, sir!
Okay, but I get 50%.
Mm-hmm.
This meth is 50% my sugar. Also, don't do drugs, kids, especially meth. It's really bad for you.
It's really bad. I'm going to yeet these fucking goblins into the river because they can't swim.
Nope. Nobody but you can swim, and even then, you can't swim for very long. Nobody knows how to dead man float in Genshin. Actually, there's going to be a hydro land eventually, I suppose, right? Because there'd be a hydro god. Mm-hmm. What's that going to be like? Are those people going to be able to swim?
Give me diving mechanics and let's have an underwater.
Ooh, that would be good, yeah. That could be fun. There's a lot of exploration.
Like, here's the thing. This is the thing I like going back to Genshin. Like, it's so new that I'm not going to give it crap, but I hope they start adding some interesting systems.
It's got the right setup for it, right?
Yeah.
Like especially, I wouldn't mind, like, I haven't gone too many, but domains seem very samey. There's either like, hello, welcome to Gimmick with Glider, or hello, welcome to one hallway filled with mobs, have fun. Like, there's a couple of the intro story ones that are like a little bit of like exploration, and they all look cool, but they're not very like dungeony yet, which is something they could really improve on. Because like talking about it, like jokes about it being Breath of the Wild going aside, like that's something Breath of the Wild was kind of weak in, was like proper dungeons. So you could do something with that, Genshin. Free idea. But okay, I think we're running out of steam in the show, and also it's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm hungry.
Well, I guess I was maybe thinking to talk about Star Wars a little bit, but if you're not feeling it, we can move on. I don't care.
Nah, I mean, we could, but we might as well also just wait until next week when we finish this arc, I hope.
That's probably safe. Fish! It's mine.
Fish!
No, I forgot! Oh, I drowned. I got too excited about fish.
That happens, yeah. These people can't even catch fishes.
Game, can I... Like, here's something that... Like, if we're talking Genshin, there's something that I want. I want the gathering meta. Like, give me a fucking fishing rod. Let me fish. Let me have a fishing minigame. Give me a little farm so I can grow fucking carrots and radishes because you can't fucking find them.
Give me a fucking house.
I would love a fucking house. Let me decorate that shit. Let me upgrade that shit. Listen. Well, actually, this is a luckyism. I fucking love bases. I fucking love
you do.
Bases. It's like, give me a base. I'm gonna upgrade that shit. I'm gonna make it self-sustainable. I'm gonna steal some stuff. I'm gonna put trophies in it.
But also, talking about gacha-ing, that would be great for, like, I know there's explorations already, but, like, that would be great for, like, more timers and stuff. Like, having a place you can chill. Like, there's like a, what's it called? Like, companion EXP or friendship or whatever. Like, you can build bonds with people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be great if you could, like, because you can only have 4 people in your party, if you could be like, hey, I'm not gonna use you right now. Chill out in my living room for a while. Sleep on my couch kind of stuff, right? Like, just have passive ways to, like, because lots of gacha games do that with, like, dorm features, exploration, passive generation of stuff.
Yeah. If there was, like, a way, because here's something, like, another thing that makes no goddamn sense. Fucking killing monsters for EXP is absolutely and utterly useless. It does fucking nothing for the amounts you need.
I appreciate the effort, but correct. It is bad.
So, if there is a way to maybe put characters... Because here's the thing, you have expeditions. You can send characters just out to go get shit. But they don't
if you could do an expedition, but for EXP?
Yeah. Like, stuff like that. Like,
there's training dummies anywhere. Why can't I tell, Noel to beat up a dummy for 8 hours or whatever?
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not too incensed about it right now, because as I said, the game just come out. They don't know what the fuck they want to do necessarily. I'm willing to wait. But there's definitely things that I would like. Actually, I should maybe see if I can put that in feedback. Maybe I should have did that in the next survey. I'll do that next time.
I'm sure they'll ask another survey. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think we're winding down though.
Yeah. We'll definitely talk about Star Wars next week. We'll be done, and I'll talk about Arama's might be actually becoming a fucking crime war because Jesus fucking Christ.
This arc's been interesting. I feel like just for like weird timing and energy and stuff, like we've had some weird like really it should be like one episode shorter, but it wasn't kind of thing. But there's definitely been some interesting things happening. Check out the APs. Obviously, they're posted.
Please.
So yeah.
But I will shut my yap.
Okay. Sorry, I had to stretch out. I've been sitting here a while. Okay, that's another episode of What's Up in the books. It was a very productive episode of What's Up, in the sense that we destroyed some of our production. Hey-oh! No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Nobody cared. Literally nobody cared.
It will rise from the ashes. Better, stronger, faster. Play me some Daft Punk! Don't actually play me some Daft Punk.
It's like a mighty kiki-kiki. But yeah, we're gonna wind down this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to please give us all that sweet, sweet feedback we asked for. We need it. We really need it. Seriously. Like, again, that's much like voting. Feedback is important. If you don't give feedback, we don't know shit. Like, YouTube analytics can only tell me so much. I'm gonna do the outro wrap-up. It goes a little something like this, which is to say that if you're watching this episode on YouTube, be sure to give it a like if you liked it. Help that engagement. And if you don't do it, you'll make a Lucky cry. Why would you do that? Why would you make a Lucky cry?
Don't do that. Only villains do that.
And also, of course, you can leave a comment in the comment section down below. We read all comments. We're great. We can still do that. In fact, we want you guys to give us so many comments, we can't read them. Go apeshit. You can also get in contact with us on our Discord. That link is, as always, in the video description and on our channel page. That's how we, post this to patrons. More on that later. But also when we do rando games of, like, Among Us, or card games, or Jackbox. We're really liking Jackbox 7. We might stream some of that for real sometime, but definitely we do it with the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So check that out on our Discord. Of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so you can always get our latest video. And even if you're already subbed, consider hitting that bell for notifications. It's so you know whenever we actually post a new video right away, if you set that notification to all. And it's actually I can, hold on, I think I can check the stat for that, for how often you guys are clicking those notifications.
I think I'm done for Genshin Impact for today as well. I killed a bunch of stuff.
I don't remember what button that is. But I believe last I checked, we'd actually gone up a little. We got about 30% of subs with notifications. So hey, let's bring that higher. Put on your nubs. Put on your notifications, your notes, your bells. Then whenever we post a new video or when we stream, when we make community posts, it's really good to let you know when stuff happens. You can also join our channel. There are emotes, and the more people that open, there will be more emote slots. I double-checked, though. We're still full. 6 of 6. But that opens up more slots. That's another way to support us on YouTube. And eventually, Lucky will do membership badges. Lucky will eventually get so annoyed by the fact that he hasn't done membership badges that he'll go crazy and just do badges.
Yeah.
And you'll probably hate them for like 6 weeks, but the audience won't hate them. Right, audience? We're just going to ask our audience passive-aggressive questions now. You like this episode, don't you, audience? Don't you? You can show how much you like us and also do a great way to support us by supporting us on Patreon. You can get this episode in audio format, downloadable for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. That's also our entire audio back catalog of everything we've ever audio released, all up there, for no additional fees for that $1 a month. You can also get access to polls, where, hey, we might be piloting more poll stuff soon. And also you can listen to shows live at higher levels, get shoutouts, etc. And like I said, it's a really great way to support us and let us buy things like beef pishi and other stuff. Literally, I bought my computer because of Patreon money. So, thanks so much, guys.
You guys are awesome.
You're great. All right. Well, that has been What's Up for this week. It is currently October the 24th, in case you were wondering when we recorded this. So, check out Let's Talk FGO if you haven't already this week. It'll also come back next week along with more What's Up. Stay tuned for streams, hopefully Tuesdays and Thursdays. And some form of other videos in between. There'll definitely be some uploads of a sort. And hey, if you like the idea of, like I said, me cobbling more replays into a bigger, longer video, do actually watch it when it comes out. All right, I think that's the show. Lucky, let's get on out of here.
It's time for a dinner bomb.